Time for people to come in now. We'll go watch Super's POV. Does SB live in the team house? I think all of them live in the house. They're not very stable. Bro, it did not look very stable. To be honest, Atlanta Reigns' house is definitely at the top for me. That house was so fucking nice. Actually crazy.
Here on Lijiang Tower.
Right.
Now,
notably,
right. Vancouver Titans have played Lijiang this playoffs, but they very narrowly won yesterday against the NYXL. San Francisco Shock have yet to play Lijiang this playoffs.
I mean, we haven't even talked about that as we get things going. I mean, it's a tough road for the Titans, having to play New York yesterday, now San Francisco today. It's going to be a marathon.
So I haven't even watched any of this game at all. So this is the first time I watched it, but this is actually a good spot by Super at like the start, because instead of going out through main and then holding up shield, you already get poked out. If you play like under here, you're not gonna really, you can't really take any damage because they don't have an angle on you, so you can just like hold space while your other team's like poking out and stuff.
The point first here, they're gonna try to zone.
So he goes for bubble, then he'll probably back out and play the corner. Yeah, the middle thing.
12 seconds here.
Yeah, you can see right now Super trying to back up.
Rascal!
And Rascal actually is going to get picked up by Somitsu, so a quick team fight win here for the Vancouver team.
Rewind.
She's going to get picked.
How much? Okay, let's see.
Out a little bit as the point unlocks.
So say I want to see if Sinatra used bubble early.
Right now, Super trying to back up.
Okay, see, so Sinatra used the bubble like earlier on to get energy, and then I'm guessing the Titans didn't use it, so then they used their bubble to engage. Because in Ryan vs Ryan fights, you want to save your bubble for an engage opportunity. So if you can see here, like they double bubbled and they hard pushed Super here, and they didn't have a bubble for Super, so he just got hard pushed. So Titans there just took like a fast fight. That was really decisive.
You're going to see the first control taken here by the Titans, and that
percentage just shows you like how fast like
right, and as they build their control percent,
target focuses, because they know they're going to try and take Ryan out of the fight first and goats versus goats.
You and I were talking about this earlier, was that Somitsu was a little bit out of sorts in that match. This time, coming in, getting a couple kills early, they did a good job of separating some of the members of San Francisco.
So he's playing maps right now, so you can make both shield pressure. He's going to go hold the middle. So they used bubble early. That means Vancouver still has his bubble, so that's why they engage with the bubble yet again. T-Rex again reload. Nice stabilize though.
Using his ultimate here.
So the thing is, the reason why the Shock are getting pushed back so far is because they're using bubble early for energy, and then they're not like kiting back and restabilizing for waiting for next bubble. So then that's why that's like an engage trigger for the Titans. So whenever you're in like a ride fight, a team wastes their bubble early, you know you have bubble advantage, so then you're gonna want to hold W and do mouse 1. So it's not like they're just holding W mouse 1. They're doing it on the fact that Sinatra's early bubbling Super, so then they don't have that cooldown. So it's just like smart play by the Titans, like because they know that they have like the energy advantage from the Zarya. So here they actually bubble bumper early. So I think Super, they're now Shock's gonna have the bubble advantage. So you'd probably see Super like hard engage on a bumper here, probably. That they have kind of bubble advantage.
Violet has his transcendence as well, keeping people healed. Now Bumper, low health, has to back away. Choyobin has to back off himself too. Actually, Super now the one in trouble. There's a big
Bumper got the
from Bumper, knocking down so many members of
Shock. That's a good grab by
Sinatra.
Then Super just goes and
pops his heel on the other side, and they get
kills the Brig, even though his team's down in the back. They just go for the trades.
Of the Titans, and it looks like they should be able to flip this point over.
Yeah, Sinatra found a great graviton surge. Another grab for Somitsu coming in. Can he get value? Does end up taking out Super, so the point is not.
So the only
Somitsu coming in. Can he?
Nothing really much Super could have done in here after getting grabbed. I don't know if anybody else was behind at the time. Oh yeah. So I think Baby Diva's up top above. Yeah, after he's in the grab, he had to turn to block the bomb, which left his like back open to die to Twilight.
Okay, so the Titans electing to just play it safe and wait for some of the members to come back, fight it as a full unit.
Yeah, they were gonna have to enter that 4 versus 5, so I definitely agree. No ultimates available for the Titans. And
all right, so let's see what ultimates. So they have Grav, Bomb, Trance coming up. Vancouver actually has nothing, so honestly we'll probably just see Vancouver they'll probably just take like a fast fight, see if they can bait out like bubbles and then look for an engage. and then Shock are probably gonna look for a bomb engage here, because they don't really want to stack both ults if they can help it. So that's what probably end up seeing here. Let's look like those dogs who won't let go. It's like no matter what, bro. That in goats you have to, if you call a target, you want to kill those, because if you just let people like stabilize and stuff, then you know you're down resources that you just wasted on your engage. So they do it right.
They did buy some time with that Graviton Surge, so not a complete waste. That Zarya ultimate pulling everyone together on the
white
Shock
room
side, but Shock still flipping the point. Now it's going to be a retake opportunity.
They still have bubbles, so why double bubble each other? Oh, Super gets low.
Man, Super just got a little bit too far.
I think up here, I don't know if Snatch a bubble Super or not. I think Super was expecting a bubble. So I want to see if he got the bubble, because he's going close. So he's probably calling for a bubble, because like they bubble, so he's probably calling for a bubble there, but didn't get it, and then gets taken down. So I think it was a missed bubble or miscommunication that Snatch didn't bubble Super there.
Violet drops, and that's a lot of healing.
Because Super wouldn't go up there and go for swings if he knew he didn't have a bubble to try and get energy off of it. Because nothing else, like, yeah.
But San Francisco still
Super came back in time with the shield though.
That self-destruct kept them safe during the grab, but I don't know, man. Titans still looking okay.
So it's still a good position, but you always want to try and play this middle like pillar or playing maps as Ryan on this control point, because it gives you like LOS whenever your shield gets low.
Sub 100 health. Oh, he was down to 9 health for a second there. And that's sub 10 health.
That's a huge elimination that wasn't picked up there by
that's a decent good shatter getting the break.
Comes in. That's going to cost Hawksall's life. These teams trading
Bumper has his shadow though, so Super has to be careful with his shield. He's getting really broke, but
they're still getting towards
see if you like watch even throughout the whole fight, Super shield is at like it goes down to like 500 HP, right? But then he never lets it actually break, because you need to keep it up no matter what to block like the enemy Ryan shatters. So even though it's getting low, you're not just gonna even on the spot shot, you're not just gonna hold shield and let it break. You need to save it for his shadow, otherwise he's gonna shatter your team. So you just have to sometimes like rely on your healers just to get heals on you and stuff, because you have to save your shield for that no matter what.
Of all of this, San Francisco is still gaining percentage. They're still getting towards that 100% they need to win the round, and they're finally
I kind of feel that Bumper gets, yeah.
Also a late down barrier, so Slime using that Lucio ultimate. Sinatra playing aggressively, trying to get that elimination. They do.
It's an aggressive grab, man.
That's a great play.
Yeah. Deciding to just keep the Vancouver Titans locked
up the door. Close to his shatter.
Almost 90% for the Shock already, so why not, right? Getting aggressive now.
Bumper actually got taken out by
Titans have just had a hard time keeping that Reinhardt alive, and
that's
they
not
might
very
have
good.
to give up this point. Going to be 95%.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna.
So close for the Shock to take this first round.
Yeah, there was going to be a Lucio back capping right here. Can he get to the point?
Oh, no,
he gets moved off. He gets moved.
Shock.
Yeah, the Overwatch World Cup viewer will be going live for everyone before stage 3. Oh, nice.
No overtime, and Shock makes
that's pretty cool.
Comeback.
Yeah, well, that was just a great round from the San Francisco Shock, and you saw both teams kind of playing their game plan of mostly separating that Reinhardt, separating the big main tank away from the rest of the team, eliminating him early.
Which I think is the most similar pick. I'll be not coming up. Oh, Muma is for sure.
We move on to our second round here on Lijiang Tower. It's going to be the night market. If San Francisco can win this round, they'll take the map. Titans have a chance, though, to tie it up, send us to the third round here in our first map, and that would not surprise me one bit.
Yeah, I mean, it was narrow yesterday.
Sure was.
So here you'll probably see both Ryans roll out through main, and then probably go for Fire Strike, but yeah.
Fair enough.
You just throw it out there even though Diva has Matrix, just kind of have forced Matrix there.
That's right. Team's positioning here as the point gets ready to unlock.
So on this position here, Bumper has the better advantage since Shock's whole team is in the far back. Vancouver actually is probably going to get to point, so they can either fight here, and they have like this whatever corner, and they have point control, so they can either go to point and then just play like this corner, or they can push up and take the fight here while still having like all this like space controlled. So this is actually like they still have 14 seconds for the point unlock, but taking point control gives you like an early advantage, because then the other team is forced to push into you when you can just like kite out the resource and then re-engage.
Just kind of trading a little bit of
So we'll
damage,
see. So
building
yeah, they're
those
going to
ultimates
point
up
now.
as
Now
best
they can just
can.
play the corner.
San Francisco rushing in with that Lucio speed boost. On the Titans right now, Moth has to back off to keep himself safe. And
So I think they're just waiting for bubble now, and then you'll see Super go in with the Sinatra bubble.
Yeah, Shock
So they
playing
just get
behind
he gets
cover. They're gonna
bubbled.
try and push in.
All right, point unlocks now. Janu poking in a little bit on that.
Super just
Has
going
to back
shield.
off. He's really low health. Hawksaw in a lot of trouble. Ooh, that's a fast transcendence coming out from Violet.
So now that you got the
Twilight
chance, he can
has
just swing
his
as much
well.
as he
He's gonna
wants.
use
He has
it
to
right
be
away.
careful that he knows
These
that Bumper has
long,
Shatter now. That's why he's
protracted
holding
fights
shield the whole
between
time.
both teams. It's a knife's edge, man. As soon as one team makes a
Oh. Wait, what the fuck is this? What is this? Coverage continues in 20 seconds. Wait, but that was in the middle of a fucking team
between
fight.
both teams, it's a knife's edge, man.
Wait, did that happen live? Are you joking? That actually happened.
Yes, our mom. I am making very
Hello?
yeah, the bug.
I'm looking
I actually use yeah.
consistent.
Oh yeah,
Wait.
Expect certain things.
Wait, what the fuck?
I because of that. I'm like,
Does he just and it is
Wait, do we not just get to watch the rest?
That's all we have.
Schwarzenegger was in a movie about that happening.
Wait, do we not get to watch the rest of that?
Good today, actually.
I mean,
Wait.
Buffalo said yes.
They put an ad in Super's computer, scripted match? Bro, honestly. Actually scripted. Oh, that's fucking scuffed. Alright, well. I guess we'll have to... I don't know, dude. Okay, well. G fucking G. We'll have to do this for
but Shock are just
that
so
rest of the
dominant,
match, I guess.
so persistent on getting the full win, crushing their
We don't
opponents.
get to watch his fucking POV because it's
Doesn't
fucking
stop them
scuffed.
from losing slime, though.
Bro, they like just randomly cut out the rest of the fucking match on the for the POV. We'll go to the next match with it, but that's actually really dumb.
Shock just a little bit better at doing that and getting the follow-up kills. So
For sure, it's a problem with recording. I watched Super all day. So it shows just like recording POV.
if San Francisco can win this round, they'll take the map. Titans have a chance though to tie it up.
All right, whatever. We can still like comment on it though.
Shock on the outside looking in right now. Are they going to push forward here?
Yeah, Shock playing behind cover. They're gonna
So at least we get like so you can see what they whoever used their bubbles there.
Janu poking in a little bit on that diva, has to back off. He's really low health. Hawksaw in a lot of trouble.
Super's just trying to get as much value without having to get low. So they get the trance. Both push up now. Super's away from his team. Bumper has Shatter. He's gonna look for Shatter on that right side. But gets summoned by Rascal. This was a little bit of a little too aggressive play for Shatter because you know Zarya probably has bubble up and freaking Rascal is right in your face with as like a brig player. Okay, bro. What the fuck? So trying to go for a Shatter there, like unless like you're gonna ask for bubble, which Jana just took. There's this kind of like aggressive Shatter that you have to know that you're probably gonna be getting like blocked no matter what. Yeah, Briggs running at your face trying to Shatter is not the best. So you're on time now. Super just gonna hold shield the whole time, trying to block the damage from Zarya first, but with the beat coming in, they clean it up pretty easily.
You can see how evenly matched these teams are.
Life of Orion, both getting CC'd. Yeah, no matter what happens, always CC'd.
Somebody dies, but both of these teams play very well when they lose a member from behind, and that's what we saw with the Shock in that last point. That even if Super dies first,
Something like ones of Ryan's job is to take all the CC and die for your team. Well, I mean, you don't really want to die because Ryan is the most important part in GOATs. So you actually like don't want to trade your life as Ryan. Like honestly, like if anybody could like die, it'd be like I don't even know, like a Brig or something should be the one just to take a death for your team or something, dude. Like Ryan is one most important because having the shield, not letting anybody like push up and stuff, it's like Yeah, and has so much damage. Yeah, you don't want to just die for your team as Ryan and Goats. Then you lose. I wish I can just like go back like a little bit. Is that Savage? Oh, okay. Alright, so let's see. Bumper has Shatter closing again, Super Shatter as well. Going into this fight, it's only at 7, so they want to try and max both of these. So they know Twilight has the chance coming. They'll probably look for like either like a rally engage with Shatter, probably, and then if that doesn't work or there's not like an opportunity to do it, they're probably just gonna call to like use Grav here and then maybe bomb on top of it, but they probably like if they use the chance, if they need it.
From Bumper, now they're going to come back in. Look at the blue check marks in the top. Those are the ultimates that are available. They accrue based on damage and healing.
So there's the rally. There's the bomb coming out. Oh, that's a good Shatter. But doesn't really follow up. Now Bumper has his Shatter. Their bomb's coming out. Damn, Sinatra just started. Hear that? So both teams like threw their bombs on opposite sides, tried to make the Ryan like turn their shield. Bumper tried to get the Shatter on a super when he turned his shield, but I'm guessing like he barely missed it in the back because you can hear it go off. So the bomb came out, super out of turn. So then Bumper, oh, he shattered. Oh, he shattered Sinatra. Okay. Tries to set that up. Yeah, I did. And both teams invested all their ultimates as well, so it's a huge trade for the Shock because they both teams waste all their ults. So now both teams are going to come into it pretty dry, and then the Shock have the points, so it's just like perfect. So the players end up cutting back, so he has to try and bubble for charge here. So now they're gonna have to wait like a couple seconds before they can engage. And then when both Ryans meet, you'll probably see them both use the bubble on each other. See, there's the bubble so Bumper can get engaged. The bubble died down, so then now he's backing out, and that's when Soy moves up to try and take some of the damage from Bumper. Bro, why the fuck is this quality so ass? The fuck? No. 480, 720, all the time. Okay, let's see how aggressive they want to be. The answer is usually very. Let's see this. Super Slow has to back out. They've got Super a little bit separated there. I don't know. That was a risky moment there for the Shock. They have to give up some ground, but now. So they're forced to use the trance just to push back onto the point again. But why is this? Is this really 720? Trash. Yeah, so it's really good taking like space. Like they're backing out, pushing back in, depending on what cooldowns. So they're forced to use beat. That's right, because they had the shielding to stay alive. That lets Sominsu get in there and do the damage with the Zarya, and it will be the Titans flipping it again. That was kind of a late bomb by Choi. They're already down like a couple. He could have saved it for the next engage, because now Titans have grab and bomb. They'll probably either look to bomb engage, or they'll probably grab in late bomb, because they're not going to use both at the same exact time unless it's like last fight. So if they end up making this last fight, they'll probably end up using both, but for now, so they use bubbles early, so now they're just going to kite back the whole time, wait for the next bubble so before they can get engaged. So there's the grab. Bumper goes for aggressive Shatter, but with bubble slip, so they just got blocked. That was a good bomb of force trance. Wish I just watched Super's POV, but they're forced to use all their ultimates here just to try and make sure they get the point. The Shock have better skilled individual players than Titans. I would think I could probably say yeah. Titans play really well as a team. Shock is pretty good, like overall solo players. So it's not sure to grab his corner just to try and stop them from coming across.
the Titans.
That was pretty good.
Fantastic first map for the San Francisco Shock. Great play at the end of that by Rascal just to keep the enemy Brigida out of the door. Quick break.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll just keep that up, but
Yesterday after the NYXL game that he thought that
let's go trying to the next match. And hopefully this one goes for the whole match, not
tend to seem to die a lot early
like
in these fights,
one map and then swaps off his POV.
But at any rate, at the end of the day,
All you guys probably went on their personal accounts? Yeah, pretty much, probably. Some of them don't even play ranked. Because they don't really need to because they're on a team. But everybody else that plays ranked, yeah, they're like the top players.
You push it to the end of the map, then you flip sides.
Yeah, and this map too is the Titans' best map. It is loser pick, so they have selected Kings Row. They actually beat the Shock on Kings Row in the last finals. They're 8-0 on this map.
So since it's goats, your teams are both going to push from this side because this is the shortest distance to engage on somebody. If you have DPS comps and stuff, then you go through right. So then you have like a longer sight lines for like your DPS and stuff, and it's forced people to like, you know, push out or whatever. But whenever it's goats, you just want to go left, go into them. Both teams are probably going to look, whoever bubbles second is probably going to get the, you know, better engage. So you just want to pay attention to the bubbles here from Sinatra and Soy. If one person's bubble is like way too early, then both teams bubble there. Since when Reds meet, looking for swings, they get the kill on Hawksaw. So now they can just take a free engage. Super's gonna just sit on point because you know the time's gonna be forced to touch point now. There's no real need to hard push into here because you know they're gonna have to push out on at a point, and if you try and push yourself into there, you're leaving like your team open to either getting flanked by, you know, somebody, or when you turn, like, I don't know, you almost have like a small quarter, like you don't have the LOS of your Zen and stuff, so they're not going to get value anyways.
Well, I think they're going to have to try to fight it a little bit, or they're going to lose more people on the way out, but just trying to disengage.
So it's just like once you get that first pick, just stay on point cap. No need to try and overextend and push.
Speaking of that first pick, Danny Lim, one of our insiders, spoke to the Titans.
Yeah, I play against other players all the time, every day.
He's a young
player. I'm usually around like top 100.
They said he didn't have the finals experience last time, but now that he has that under his belt,
almost like every game that I have has like a Dogo players in it.
And that would be the difference maker. And that first pick gives us a lot of information right there. Huge limb.
But literally,
man, they can be so deadly from long range. There's no damage fall off.
Let's see here.
Be worried about
that first pick. Gives us
so whenever
perform to his usual
when they're pushing up to here, this is not a very good spot to be on as Ryan if you're on cart, because it doesn't block under. Like there's so Super actually got like pretty lucky here.
That first pick gives us a
when
lot of information
Bumper got
right there.
shattered pretty fast.
So you gotta be worried
and then like once you when you're staying on top like of cart, even though if you're staying on it with shield, you're still gonna get shattered because like the shatter goes like under the cart, but then it still hits you. It's really weird. Much better Super gotten this season. Bruce Super's gotten really good this season.
Be so deadly from long range.
So that was a good.
There's no damage fall off on that projectile.
Good block there.
So you can get picks from a long way away. Meanwhile,
so there's a rally engage.
From Rascal as they walk
it's a good counter grab.
Comes in from the Titans where the
Pepper going with the pin.
Tries to come through, doesn't get one with the charge.
It's all comes down to the super shatter here. They use bubble early, so they know that they can get the free grab or pin if he needs.
They're going to walk forward now with another kill onto Hawksaw. They have got the team separated. The Shock are dominating right now.
And the thing about the Titans yesterday is that
so now they're just pushing up here just to take some space. And the reason why they want to hard push is because he wanted Sinatra just use grabs, so now he's trying to push up and get some spam damage in right now. And the rest they're pushed up as well just to make sure that he can get as much value as possible.
They've been waiting for opportunities. They've been waiting for teams to all in super. Then they double down.
Was this on its part? It's because okay, so Sinatra plays like a really aggressive. So Sinatra's always gonna be like on like the flank, on like trying to take resources away from the enemy team. So then they like Shock is just like a really aggressive team. So then Super like goes on top of that aggression. So if they look at Sinatra to do anything, then he just can hard engage on other Ryan.
And that's when Sinatra goes crazy.
And then he gives Sinatra like a lot of energy because he's always like really close. Oh, that's a big slam. Wait, where was Bumper?
Crazy, right?
Did he just not shielded, or you go to the left?
Oh,
okay, so Moth went in for a good boop. So this is like all like a set play. If you can see wherever Moth come down from the sky, then he boops Bumper out of the way. So went for the boop slam. He ended up landing it.
Meanwhile, Titans, they tend to play an open
So there's Moth from behind, got the boop. So that's big. They got the beat, the counter beat though, and then.
4 people knocked down, but the Titans strike back.
Wait, how did the Titans end up winning this? Oh, Bumper got the shatter right off. Okay. So the reason why Vancouver won this, because when so Super got the big slam, went up to do damage, Bumper got the counter slam, but because Slime got his beat off and Moth got shattered because he was so close, that they ended up losing this fight.
Crazy, right? Meanwhile, Titans,
because Moth had to play super close to get the boop, so he shattered. But since Bumper got bubbled, he got the counter shatter.
4 people knocked down, but the Titans strike back. How did they do it?
The counter shatter was there.
Yeah.
That is the key thing, is that the Titans Slime did not
if they knew
get
Bumper,
so on the other side,
if they knew Bumper had shield that or shattered, even though he got bubbled, it would have been better just for Super just to get the shatter and then look to hold shield, and then just let his team kill everything. Because then his team got counter shattered and they ended up losing that because of it.
But there is no sound barrier to provide all that additional shield HP.
Without bubbled to block. Did he get bubbled at the end there?
Right now, look. Side. That is the key.
Titan strike. That is
it.
Tend to play in open ground and use a lot of resources early.
Yeah.
That is an enormous earth shatter.
Yeah, Bumper just went a little bit toward the left. Yeah.
The Titans strike back.
How did they do it? The counter shatter was there. So that is the key thing, is that the Titan Slime did not get shattered. So on the other side, the Earth Shatter stuns all members in front of the Reinhardt in a cone. And if you look at Bumper here, he's not going to get shattered himself.
Reflexes to shatter back.
Right now, he's going to get the
I think both teams went into the fight saying that they were going in to do the shatter, because you can see Soy gets the bubble on a Bumper to get the shatter off afterwards, even though Soy gets shattered. So I think both teams like went into the fight going, okay, we're gonna try and get like the shatter play. So it's like, okay, Bumper got whatever knocked up in the air, got knocked in the air. So they got the bubble to him. They got the team shattered. So then he knew he had to try and get the counter shatter to protect his team. So then he was going from the start, because he had like ample time in the air to see where everybody was at. Yeah, he got boomed in the air. So then he knew that coming down, that's what they have to try and look for. And he had the chance, and since Super went forward, or you could go a little bit left if Super was free. So going into this fight, both teams have bomb up. It's not just 70 to both of them have honestly pretty close to grab too. You'll probably they're gonna look for a bomb engage. They're not really gonna stack both these two ultimates. You want to try and use like separately. So then you could try and force resources on both teams. So they'll probably both teams, whoever gets the better bomb engage off.
Well, it's funny that he just happened to be
probably throw bomb like over the top and then look for an engage on it.
There's situations where that goes under the shield and you're down for the count too. So
I mean, Moth got the boot.
Also, there's a bomb engage. They go beat to counter the bomb.
Bumper down.
Now the counter bomb by Choi doesn't really get much value from it.
The Titans without their tank right now, as the Shock continue to push forward. It's looking pretty good.
The reason why you don't beat engage is because you want to, usually you save trance for grav and then beat for either shatter or bomb. If you do a beat engage, the team just has to just counter amp and speed all the way backwards. So you never want to waste beat to do an engagement unless you know that those teams don't have any of those ultimates, like they wasted all of them, like they used grab bomb at the same exact time. So that's why you don't really see OWL teams using both grav and bomb like together, because then they only have to waste trank, and then they know they're gonna like end up dying. But if you split the two, then they're forced to waste both resources, so then you have a better chance of something like working. What if they bombed and waited to see if they could beat engage to force trance? They're not, the team won't usually waste chance on like a beat engage, because like since they both whoever like had beat like they're you don't waste that, because then if a team wastes chance, you're gonna lose their grab 100%. So in like comp and stuff, yeah, you can probably get away with doing that, but in OWL they're like almost hard stuck. Like they're gonna take a death before they're just gonna waste chance on like something that's not very winnable, because then it just lets the other team have a way up like advantage.
At the end of point B, if they can finish off this fight, we'll see everything very scattered right now. Actually, the Titans kind of coming in behind.
So now
the
both
Shock.
teams have a
The positioning is odd
grab
right
and
now
trance
between
up.
the two teams.
I mean, it is, but you can see this payload is going to start moving again here pretty soon.
Should soon, yeah.
See, so
Shock really
since
fighting it. Okay.
since Twilight used trance early, now Sinatra's gonna get a free grab on their whole team, and then they're just gonna insta die, and then Shock's gonna take this point.
No,
Okay, that was a big shatter, but Violet had the Transcendence here, so he kept everybody healed, and that unlocks Super to get the charge onto Twilight.
But they got the picks anyways,
It's a
and then they're just gonna take the point for free, and they
Shock,
still
are
have their
gonna
grab.
grind their way
So
to
going
the
into
end
this
of
third
point
point,
B.
Shock's looking really strong right now.
Summon being a little bit more conservative with his self bubbles today. He did die a lot to self-destructs yesterday because he would use it early and not have it get caught out in the open and just die to a Diva Bomb. This time, not going to be the case, but even so, San Francisco able to punch through right now. They do have that Graviton Surge available, however, Titans
Man,
have
I'm
the
pretty sure you
same,
can make
and
rhyming
Titans can
names
play
with like any
aggressively. They
person's
have
name,
the
right?
rally to get everyone on their team.
So let's see, looking for this. Vancouver, they know since both teams end up using, because right when Twilight used trance, Violet counter trance as well, both teams have a grab first. So we'll probably see whichever team gets the hard engage with the grab, the next team is just going to do a counter grab like right on top. But usually the team that gets the initial grab off first probably get the win. So we'll probably see Vancouver use rally, push in, so he's going to look for a grab, and then Sinatra's going to look for either a counter grab here, whoever gets it off first,
Armor from the
because they know that no team has trance.
Titans
So there's a rally by
using that
Hawksall.
Repeat ultimate right now to get the armor,
Sancho
but
gets
it's
the
gonna be
grab
a
off.
Graviton Surge coming in from San Francisco.
They have the kill
Violet
on Soy,
with another
because
pick
he
on
was
the
in front of the
Soulman. So
shield.
We talked about how dangerous that guy is, and he's proving it yet again. The Shock still pushing this payload forward, and they are getting really close to the end of this attack round. Janu gets D-Mech. That is huge. They needed that Diva suit for the defense.
You see Super right now with the shatter.
Oh,
Goes around
wow,
the
so that was
shatter.
a-
Side Bubble's
that was
gonna
a good
save
shatter by
Bumper,
Super.
though.
Fantastic Earth Shatter from Super, eliminating Slime here. And now Bumper, he's not going to last much longer himself. Maybe he will. Transcendence comes out.
Of course, Twilight's forced to use trance. Now Sinatra has a grab closing. Once he gets that, oh, they didn't even get the touch.
Shock setting
strong.
a blistering pace here on Kings Row, here on objectively the Titans' best map.
Yeah, Sinatra really doing a number on Solomon Sue as well.
Well, I go by Ace. It's
Having
not Spades.
significantly more damage.
I'll go by Spades.
34% of his team's damage compared to 24% for Solomon Sue.
Wow. Well, the Titans reeling. We'll see if they can measure up when we come back.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by Toyota, official North American partner of the Overwatch League.
Well, saving
Toyota,
rally
let's go,
till
boys.
after grab. Go aggro on Shock. Well, Snatches isn't gonna use the. He used the grab after they got rally. So you're using rally to get the engage. So then you're forcing them to use their grab to like whatever stop the engage. And then it was just they both grabbed at the same time. It's just Soy was in front of Bumper's shield. So then he ended up getting picked first. Otherwise they would have like won that engagement because they had rally and Shock didn't. So both of them like both got the grabs off, and then they were engaging with rally. That's which forced Notch's grab early, but from there's already getting picked is why they end up losing that.
Yep.
Oh, let's go listen to them. Let's go listen to what they say.
We did pretty good last map.
Stay focused though. These guys don't let a loss like that affect them at all. They've been in this
Yeah.
situation a million times.
Yeah.
Yep. They're just gonna come back stronger after that. Okay.
Yeah. We'll make it.
But don't let up. Don't let up. Yeah. We can make it.
Well, Shock knowing they're in for the long
Yes.
haul here.
Don't let up.
They had a pretty good outwards in the Titans, and I think that they're due for the. But what happened? until Super gets low before using the bubble onto him. So
All right,
they
so let's
kinda
see.
bait people in, and Sinatra finishes them off. It's why Sinatra, one of the reasons why he's doing so much damage right now. And the Titan style, I feel like it's really been.
So we're going for the
decoded.
first
This
early
attack is critical.
fire
If
strike.
they
There's no
get
reason
one on
like
their
not
best
to throw it
map,
out. It's gonna
they're
get
going to
DM
have
like
a
100% of the
really
time,
rough
but
time in this series.
It's starting to look like download complete, man.
Vancouver's looking for energy bubbles there. So we're trying to go for another fire strike.
Here on their attack.
So they're holding close here. Shock still have their bubbles, so they're gonna look to. They don't want to bubble like early here, so they're gonna bubble super now. Vancouver gets the counter bubble, so now both teams are kind of just gonna do a little dance back and forth while they wait for the next bubble to engage.
Looking for the opportunity for the pick right now.
That's why they just kite back. So now they bubbles back up. Vancouver gets the bubble, but Shock caught the counter.
Now that shield down, they need to play it safe again. Like you said,
Super has absolutely nothing.
Bubbles need to be used sparingly.
And you see Bumper goes in and gets the hits in. Meanwhile, they save it for Super while he's backing off.
Yeah.
So it's a much more defensive game that we're seeing from the San Francisco Shock right now. Now Sinatra loves to take
So
these
they're
off angle.
Vancouver's trying to get the point. Bumper pushes in with the shield, gets a couple shots, and he backs out. That's pretty much like for Ryan's. Our pretty much just like going in with bubble. Once it breaks, then you back up because then you don't want to try and let your HP pool get low. Because once your HP pool gets low, you're forced to hold shield. Once your shield gets up, then it gets broken instantly, like how Supers did in the beginning there. So,
Bumper, how does he do it? He went around the to push away.
That was actually a really good reaction block by Super, but his end up team getting taken out. This was a good flank by Bumper though, because after he got low,
the shield is down.
He knew he had Shatter up. So instead of their team thinks that Bumper's probably playing close by statue restabilizing, but instead he's going backwards for a flank shatter from behind. Super has really good reaction time, but he ends up blocking it, but his team ends up getting shattered, so it doesn't really, he gets owned anyways. But yeah, it's actually a really big brain shatter here. But that was a really good reaction shatter block, but his team's already down. So Super tries to get the counter pin on Bumper to try and save Violet, but it was a little bit too, like, he went like this to save, so then Bumper ended up getting like the pin. Like it had to have been like a diagonal, if that makes sense. Like you'll see it here when he gets, so he tries to save, so he ended up taking it, but like he needed to like angle it like a little bit more to get the stop.
Onto Super. Shock though, they're gonna throw everything they've got at this. They need to try to hold the
But
point.
it was still a good shatter and like
confident in Sinatra
really good shatter by
to deal
Bumper
the
there.
damage even when a player down. They're gonna
He got
try
the
and win
T-bone,
this.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if that's gonna work out this time though. Bumper goes down, but the Titans still with the numbers advantage on the point, and they will get the
And Bumper
payload
used shatter and now built it right back up again from the grab.
They blew their entire ult economy, and Super's gonna get split spawn.
Yeah, he got shattered from Soy's grab.
Oh,
We just couldn't see it, but
as well. And that means so much movement on the payload is going to happen before San Francisco can collect his 6 again. Titans save a lot of ultimates as well. Shock is right. They're gonna come back. They're gonna hit you back twice as hard, and you have to be ready for it.
It's just so big because a lot of times as a
so Troy doesn't have his bomb either, so we're probably gonna see Rascal. This team's gonna rally engage. And Vancouver's gonna have to look. It's gonna look for probably like a bomb engage on like their rally. Super will try to go for a little flank shatter there, but now he has to be careful that Bumper has his shatter too, so we still have to watch. With the grab, John just goes for. So while they're in grab here, a lot of teams, if you're not, you can use a Diva Bomb offensively or offensively. How'd you get a Vod of the POV? It's special, dude. Special.
Lower here in the playoffs than it was in the regular season.
So then Super goes. So then they miss the slam here, but since they get grabbed, instead of going for an aggressive Diva Bomb over the top, he uses Bomb here, so then it stops Super from being able to jump onto the cart and get a pin. Because otherwise, the teams aren't forced, they're forced to like try and play back and then hide behind whatever Super shield. So it's a really good bomb by Jana just to stop like their advancement onto this.
Now the grab though coming in, maybe they can make something happen with that. Janu though pops that Diva self-destruct to keep the Shock at bay. Bumper drops the
shatters from which get
doesn't knock anyone down with it though.
Missed.
The
Super
Shock
getting
and the Titans reverse
extremely
positions,
low.
But Somansu onto
Was Violet's... Oh, Violet just got chance as Super died. That's really unfortunate. Troy used a still got. Yeah. I mean, it's always better to try and get like an offensive bomb, but defensive still... It still works if your team has like trance stuff, because then you can just re-engage as like Vancouver did. Now they have ultimates. They had beat advantage, and then they end up just going for beat now. Now they can just run them over.
But Somansu onto Super again. They use the Lucio shield, the sound barrier to get aggressive, and now they're using the grab as well.
Yeah, and once Super's down, they just get the grab and they can clean it up pretty easily.
So as good as the Shock looked on their attack, the Titans are definitely equalizing right now.
They are, Doa, and it was going to be really hard for the Shock to win that fight because they were at such an ultimate disadvantage because they used everything at the end of A. If they had saved some of their abilities, I think they could have held potentially right there, but they're going to lose the best opportunity to hold on this map.
All right, so let's see here. Vancouver has rally, so they're definitely going to push up and do a rally engage. Shock have their bomb closing, so since they have Grav bomb coming up, but they're probably going to look to do like they're either going to use one of these. Whoever one gets it first on their whatever rally engage. Preferably, it's going to be Sinatra using his Grav to counter rally. And then, because pretty much when Breg's coming up, all you do is just, whatever, grab their engage and you just get, like, free swings because, they don't have any other support ults. They maybe have Trance closing up before Sinatra Grav. So we'll see what happens. But they're definitely going to try and rally engage, and then Shock has to try and counter it with either Bomb or Grav when things come up. Time is pretty favorable for Shock, yeah. Pretty much all you're just playing against the time bank here.
Furthest from the spawn room.
I mean, they've lost both their best defensive opportunities, once at the beginning of B and the end of B. Those are the
Shock are really low on defensive ults right now, so they have to try and look for value out of these offensives. So there's rally engage, Titans are trying to hard engage. Sinatra getting close to the Grav.
I hate to see that as a coach, actually. You really want them to poke and try and build up ults until you hit the end of B. Not go in like that most of the time. However, Titans, they have been reset a little bit.
So that's good. Sinatra has Grav now.
Right now. Shock again. Sinatra with another Graviton Surge. 100 energy for him. He's dealing double damage right now.
They need to make...
Alright, so let's see. This fight coming up, Sinatra, we'll probably end up seeing Choi. I want to say Choi should look... Sinatra's probably going to look for the Grav. If they need, since it's so close, they ain't trying to reset. Like Ulticomi, Choi might look for a bomb on top of the Grav, since they just need to try and stop their push here. I want to say that's probably what they should do, because they just need to try and reset momentum, even though it might cost them both like offensive ults. So otherwise, it might just get like steamrolled here, because they know that he has Trance, so he's gonna have to bomb on top of it to get any value out of it. Coach Ace split the ulties, bro. That's so they're gonna have to do, but how it's gonna work?
Buy them time to get more ultimates online here. The Titans taking a little bit slow to cross the finish line. They know they don't have a lot.
Well, yeah. So the Titans are just taking it slow because they know that they're coming online with all these ultimates. So they're just waiting. That's why they didn't do a hard engage onto Super when he was here, because they're just trying to build up ultimates, and then once all these come online, they're just gonna hard engage, and then the Shock are gonna have to try and counter it.
A lot of ultimates themselves to fight this with. Just trying to poke, trying to build it up themselves here. Ooh, the Grav comes in though.
Wait, where did the Grav go?
End up. That was it.
Wait, did the Grav get eaten?
To
Wait,
cross
I'm
the
confused.
finish line. They know they don't have a lot of ultimates themselves to fight this with. Just trying to poke, trying to build it up.
Wait, did Grav get eaten?
Up themselves here. Ooh, the Grav comes in though. Where did that one?
Wait, where'd the Grav go? Did he shoot it under the map? Oh, did it go under the map?
A little bit slow.
Dude, I think because there's a hole right here. Did Soy shoot it under the map? Oh, the Titans got grabbed? I thought it was Soy that shot it.
They know they don't have a lot of ultimates themselves to fight this with. Just trying to poke, trying to build it up themselves here. Ooh, the Grav comes in though. Where did that
yeah. So, I think there's a hole right here. I think he tried to hit the the bottom, and then he shot it under the map. That's fucking unlucky, dude. Oh, that's tragic. That's yeah, that's pretty unfortunate.
End up. That was interesting.
So then I think since the graph came out, I think Choi just reactively did his bomb to stop their counter engage. Wait, I'm pretty sure that's waited, right? So you hear the graph and then he throws his bomb.
Here. The Titans taking a little bit slow
Let me
to cross
see.
the finish line. They know
So
they
here's
don't have a lot of
grab.
ultimates themselves to fight this with. Just trying to poke, trying to
Yeah,
build
so
it
they
up
definitely
themselves
threw
here.
it.
Ooh, the grab
Yeah.
comes in.
So then Choi like instinctively, since he didn't eat the grab, he threw the bomb on top. So then it stops. He throws the bomb here. So then if the Titans trying to engage onto, if they would have got the grab here, they can't, like, they have to play behind the shield. They can't just get a full engage. So it's a good counter bomb, even though since he didn't get the eat, but the grab went under the map. So but it's just like a fast like reaction time for them. But now Jono has to look for value out of his ultimate here, so we'll probably see him like look for bomb engage here with Shatter.
Then though, where did that one end up? That was interesting. Soman's just grab.
That's a pretty
Not
unlucky
really
grab, I'm
getting
not
anything
gonna lie.
done for the Titans.
Yeah, now Shock have ultimate advantage, yeah.
Might have been fat fingered.
It was eaten right there.
Yeah, usually there's an indicator.
So there's
we can
the
see it.
bomb engage.
Janu.
Sancho gets a
Grabs
counter
up
grab,
just
so
for
they can't
Shock
really get any
now.
follow up.
It's gonna be the transition
Now both
for
teams have
Twilight,
Shatter.
his team healed. Earth Shatter used. Now Titans roll in with the sound
There's the beat
barrier. Shock
engage.
taking defensive positions
Both
here, but
teams
they've
not
still
getting
got all
value
six
pretty much any of their
members.
ultimates
Shoyobin
actually.
nearly popped out of his Diva Mag. Ooh, that was so close.
But
he
Super
stayed
has
in there
the
just
Super
barely.
has
Got
a
Violet under pressure
it's
as well.
an
He
unlucky
is
charge.
down. Hawksaw with a big pick and Slime rolling in.
Well,
The
they just end
Titans
up-
will not be denied.
Alright,
Down
let's
Hawk was
go
so
back and
positioned
see.
here, but they've
this last fight. So both teams use beat.
now Titans roll in.
Titans
with
use
the
beat
sound
second,
barrier.
so they
Shock
have better
taking
value out of the
defensive
beat. They can
positions
hard
here, but they've
push,
still
take
got all six
space.
members. Shoyobin nearly
Super
popped
just
out
playing
of his
corner,
Diva
so he doesn't
Mag. Ooh, that
die.
was so close, but he stayed in there just barely. Now Violet under pressure as
It's an
well. He is down.
unfortunate
Hawksaw
pin,
with
and
a
then
big
yeah,
pick, and
they
Slime
end up just
rolling
taking
in.
space
The Titans
while they're
will
forced
not
into a
be
corner. Then
denied. They
yeah,
are rocking this fight right now, and I think
the beat
they
a
are
lot.
gonna
The
get a
second
very good time on their
the
attack as
counter
well.
beat, like
They
the
will
second beat or whatever,
just
they
under
using beat
what the
second. I
Shock
mean,
accomplished,
let them
but
like
still
surround, and
over
then once
3
they did
minutes,
that, it
which is
was
great.
Yeah, about 10
Super was just trying to play
seconds
that
left.
corner
The
too
Titans get
much,
it done.
and his team
Hard
wasn't
hold
behind
there
him.
for the Shock after I think they broke their economy on that late A defense.
But for the straight
However,
up cannonball,
gonna go in
dies with
311
the
to
bazooka, yeah, dude.
320.
Just
Slight
let
advantage
him
for
hold
the Shock
W.
as we head into overtime.
So a quick break, and when we come back, we'll see who takes it.
No, I don't want to fucking break. All these paid tweets, bro.
Things here on Kings Row between the Vancouver Titans and San Francisco Shock.
And both teams have fucking 3
each team
minutes.
For the Vancouver Titans, 3:20 for the Shock.
Okay, let's see this grab.
Sue's Graviton Surge's ultimate kind of mysteriously vanished in the last round. What happened to that? Oh no! No!
Why can't we see it?
Okay, so that is not how you want to
It went.
thread the needle.
It went
okay.
under.
You wanna thread the needle,
Under
you
the
know, do a
grab.
little thing
Went
this
under
time
the ground
around,
though.
but
We
no.
already
You don't wanna
established
throw your
this.
grab down.
We wouldn't
I
even need
think
to
he
watch.
found like the 3 pixels where
Dude.
that could actually happen. That's just
Hashtag-
We don't even
really
need to watch it,
unlucky.
dude.
Bad luck, bro.
We want
That
POV.
was rough. So the Vancouver Titans now back in real time here on the attack first. They had a little bit less time in their time.
So this is
bank,
a fine spot by
they will
Super
go
for getting
first,
like an early
and we'll see what they can
engage.
get done.
So we just, the reason why you're like when the recruiter comes this way, holding here, it still lets Super, like they still have a corner to back off to. For like shield and stuff, so he doesn't have to hold shield the whole time. You can kite back, and if they're forced to do an engage, then Super can either go for like with bubble. You can either pin them if he gets a support cross, or he gets all his cleave damage as they try and rotate onto him. So this is a pretty good position by
Francisco Shock gave
Super
up
here.
point day pretty quick after they lost Rascal the first
But they just
time.
use both bubbles, so you don't want to play
See
too
the statue
aggressive.
game here.
And
Cover
that's
is
why
so important
Vancouver went up, got the
in this
bubble. Now they're
game
backing out, waiting for
because
Re and
it
bubble.
allows you time to
So now
get
they got the
healed
bubble
up. You're not
engaged.
taking
Now they're
damage with
bubbling.
your Reinhardt barriers.
Yeah.
Both sorry, just bubble at the same time. Rascal tries to push up and gets picked out.
Right there.
And now
I mean, that is
Titans
the
can just
second
push
time
up
in
and
a row
take
that's happened to
point for
them
free.
now on point day. And Shock once again backing up. This is looking very similar to the first attack from the Titans on their last round.
So they have to try and get the touch.
We got
Oh,
a
that's a
donation in
really
here.
good shatter.
A fresh slab of cash
That's
from
a
my man
huge shatter.
AceOFSpades. What are you gonna do? Donate more. Keep doing it.
I gotta finish up writing my last ever final paper, but I can't wait to watch this VOD review later. Thanks for doing this.
Yo, Faye, thank you so much for the $5, dude. Really appreciate it, man. Gotta finish watching my last final paper. Okay, went to watch the VOD after hours later. Thanks for this. Hey, thanks for watching, man. Good luck writing your freaking last paper. Poggers. Okay. So Super gets shatter. Does he just bumper just not hold shield, or has he get?
Once again backing up.
Maybe this doesn't think Super has shatter yet. Oh yeah, bumper's only at 50%, so he might not even think that Super bought that much ult charge. That's actually really huge. Let me see. He's not hold shield.
Yeah, the rest of the Shock were
Oh
going
yeah, he
backwards
had,
how
yeah,
they
he
are.
didn't even
Shatter,
try and hold
they
shield
still
there.
might be able to get this done. Can they take out
That was a really
can.
big shatter by
That
Super.
is a bit of a different story. Now Super comes back in.
Definitely
with
needed
the
to do
big
that.
Shatter. They've got Violet's
But
Transcendence to set up the rest of
they
these
got
kills. They will get a little
they
bit of
forced Soy forced Violet's Trance, so now Titans coming into this have a free grav. So Shocker's gonna have to Troy's gonna get his bomb up as well, so he can counter bomb and counter grav, depending on how close they are to if anybody dies out. But Vancouver does have a free grav now.
Yeah, it does buy you
And they
time.
can
However,
aggro
so
chance
does
if they
with
need.
that Graviton Surge. The primary way of healing your team back up when you're all clustered together is the Transcendence, which they had to use just to save that fight. Yeah. So it might be a situation where they win that fight, but they're going to have a tough time in this next one.
Yeah, Vancouver just has ultimate advantage now.
Come back into some
So there's the grab by
Graviton
Soy.
Surge. Are going to try to use it to take down Rascal again.
Oh,
He
Rascal.
gets charged, but Bumper knocked out of it.
Yeah, Rascal's taken out
down
before.
anyway. Twilight finds the pick. Yet again, going to pop his own Transcendence for the healing.
Super just trying to stay alive,
big
yeah.
Shatter from Bumper on the flank of that
They just
fight
had
once
like
more,
a
and
bunch of ult,
now
like
the Titans
a way better ult economy, so
absolutely going
pushing
to
into
get
the
that-
fight. They kind of just got bum rushed with ultimates. They got the grav off, and then Super got low, so then he backed
That's
out.
right. Come
Did he
into
have
some
to back out
ultimates.
to the right
Graviton
side?
Surge users are going to try to use it to
Or did
take
he
down
get
Rascal
pinned?
again. He gets charged, but Bumper knocked out of it.
Okay,
Rascal
so he
down
got.
anyway.
I think he went the
Twilight
right side
finds
and
the
then
pick. Yet again, gonna pop
got
his own
booped.
Transcendence for
Yeah.
the healing. Whoa,
That's unfortunate. He got
big
booped to the opposite side. He couldn't really
from
help his
Bumper
team.
on the flank of that fight once more, and now the Titans absolutely going to get that payload moving.
Yeah, Haxall, he just
Knowing
can't
that they
fight
had
right
all
now
those
against
ultimates,
this Zarya in
they
the one
probably instead of playing, they probably need to stay like a little bit.
versus fight. So it might
Like
be a situation
more
where
groups.
they win
Okay,
that fight,
they know they
they're
have
gonna
whatever
a tough time
counter
in this next one.
bomb and grav.
That's right.
They probably
Come
need to
back
play.
into some
So they get the
ultimates,
bomb here, or the grav. I think they just probably need to try and like come back and like try and restabilize on like the back corner, or I'll get freaking put in grab.
Oh
yeah, Troy didn't have his bomb either. The last second, yeah.
Yet again, gonna pop his own Transcendence for the
They
healing.
really couldn't really. Once Super got
big
booped out, there was nothing,
shatter
no
from
chance.
Bumper on the flank of that fight once more, and now the Titans absolutely going to get that payload moving.
Yeah, Haxall, he just can't fight right now against this Zarya in the 1 versus 1, so he is going to have to back off right there. They really wanted to
Shock does have a.
because every time
I don't know if
he
Haxall's gonna get his route. He might get it before the next fight, but going to the next fight, we're gonna see Shock. The Rascal's gonna do a rally engage onto them,
So if you can stop that
or he might just wait to
killer
counter
reset
rally.
energy, that becomes a huge point
Because they can
of
just
lowering
because
the
Titans are
damage output of
forced.
the enemy team.
Shock just wants to hold like this corner as on King's Row is really strong, just because there's the main tank can contest cart just by sitting here, and the Titans have to legit all push out together to try and get something. And when they're pushing out, they can get ever bomb engaged, shattered, and all that stuff. So this is kind of in favor of like Shock for now, because Vancouver doesn't really have much like ultimates coming up just yet. They're both gonna probably be matched. But we'll probably see Vancouver wait for rally, and they'll probably just rally engage. Shock will have to counter rally, but then John's gonna look for a bomb. Then Troy's gonna have to counter bomb it as well.
Because you have the cover and you force them to walk through.
Yep.
Jono looking for an opportunity to throw out.
So see
that
Haxall gets
extra
rally, and
for
they're
a
probably gonna
self-destruct.
pop. There's
Here
the
it
bomb.
All right, yep, engage with the self-destruct. Doesn't get any kills, but it does
Now
create
it's-
room
now it's
for
rally
the Titans
engage.
to walk in. They've got the Graviton
Yeah,
Surge down as well,
grabbed.
and they've got a kill on the Moth. They avoid the self-destruct from the other side.
There's
Now
the
they
counter
use the
grab.
sound barrier
Super's trying to get
keep
Shatter up
themselves
again.
safe. In Sinatra's grab, Super, dire
Yeah.
straits, now just dead, and Choyobin soon to follow as well. The rest of the team drops. And Vancouver Titans handled that really, really well. Great engage with Johnny's self-destruct.
And now we've only got 15
Yeah,
seconds
that was a
left,
good-
Doa, which means we're going to go to
good
overtime.
ultimate, forcing
They
Super to go
must have a
forward, and
player
then
on the payload on that cart
afterwards,
at
he-
any
team
possible
just
moment.
split.
If they leave it,
He
their
gets taken
round
out.
will end. It makes it very difficult
Goats is chaos.
for this team to
Okay,
continue
it's
attacking because they have to
chaos.
stay on the objective.
It's chaos if like mid-fight stuff is like going on, but it's like you have to realize that if you're on the team, you know exactly what's going on, right? So to like, if you're just watching it, like, oh shit, dude, all these freaking colors, a bomb's going off, a grav's going off, there's a shatter, there's a break and stuff. But it's like in a team setting, it's like, okay, hey, I'm going for bomb right now. Okay, go use for bomb. Oh, okay, bomb didn't get anything. Okay, I'm following up with shatter. Okay, that didn't get anything. Okay, you know, we're doing grav with, you know, be engaged something. So it's like, it's funny because when you watch it, it's like it seems like a bunch of like cluttered stuff, but then in like the team setting, it's everything is legit all planned. It's not just reactionary stuff, just like, hey, I'm going for like soul plays. Everything is legit calculated. Like you're going for certain ultimates. If they use this, we're using this. Countering with this, okay, I'm going for this kind of play. It's pretty cool. I think the comms are actually insane. So let's see. Going into this fight, both teams have shatter. So we'll probably we might end up looking. Slime always likes to do these freaking aggressive like boot plays, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see if Super tries to go out through the middle. Slime might, since he's already wall riding, he might try and look for a boop on Super, and then Bumper's gonna go for a shatter. And we've seen Moth do it as well, but whichever team can try and enable their shatter more is gonna win on this next fight. So it's either going for a speed boost, brig, dash, something like that. So going up, you want to try and pay attention to where their brig and Zarya bubbles are. Bumper just goes for a shatter, gets a shatter onto Moth, gets the counter pin, but I think that was just a misplay by Moth. I want to see if he was just not playing behind the shield, or was he trying to wall ride and he got shattered?
Like we see him do a lot of times, all they need to do,
I think this was just
knock the Titans off a little bit. That was a shatter.
Oh yeah, I think Moth was in the kind of on the air and then got shattered. Either way, I think that was just a bad. I could see where he was trying to position in the corner to counter boop or something, but ended up getting caught out.
There's no limit really.
And then that's lost in the fight, getting shattered there.
Man, this is gonna be point B.
Yeah, it is going to be point B. And every time Bumper hits one of these shatters, you know, it seems like a
so it was a good shatter by Bumper, knowing that he just has to get, you know, like one of those crucial picks, and then it all goes down from there.
That time, who's low enough to the ground on the Lucio in order to catch him and stun him, and that has been the story, because really the Titans only had the shatter to work with right now, but now they've got a lot.
Super's probably not going to stay in this corner. They gave up this corner. He needs to back out. He needs to back out to the back.
You do not see teams pushing this far in overtime very often.
Oh, they're trying to do is hard pushing with all these ultimates. Okay. Oh, he got pooped with the charge. It's unfortunate.
Bumper, low health. Choyabin with the self-destruct. They got to keep somebody on the payload right now, but it's going to be tough. Shock getting the kills they need.
There's hard pushing.
To end the push
okay,
from the
let me see this.
The ground on the Lucio in order to catch him and stun him, and that has been the story, because really the Titans only had the shatter to work with right now, but now they've got a lot more.
I guess this team's pushed up enough to where they can help him. This is like a risky spot unless your team is ready to go, because you have nowhere to. You have to hold shield up, and once your shield breaks, you're kind of like after his Ryan. So they got all their ultimates like closing pretty fast. So I think that's probably what they call them. Like, hey, we have whatever grav, trance, bomb, and stuff closing. So that's why he's pushing up here. If they didn't have any of these, then they probably would have played the second corner, because he has to try and go for a fast engage before his shield breaks. So he just goes for the slam there since Bumper went across to the left. So it was a good shatter by Super. Twilight goes down before he can trance, which actually pretty good chance, probably won them the fight there. And there's the bomb throwing behind them. Forces Bumper to hold his shield. Super just get 3 kills.
To end the push from the Titans right here, right now. Yeah, that's where it's going to end. So it
was a really good use of ults there.
They don't get
shatter.
it all the way, but hey man, in overtime,
2 times like had no resources, yeah, for Bumper, so it falls to the wall.
Really happy with that if you're Vancouver.
Yeah, you will, and begun the Shatter Wars have, Doa, because if you look at that,
Bumper just went knowing Bumper had to know that Super had shatter, and then him going to the left side wasn't really. He should have just played in front of. So he should have just man to man stayed in front of Super the whole time, and then so then he can just be blocking shatter, because that's, you know, that was like one of their biggest plays to try and win there. I think it was like a little bit of misplay by Super or Bumper, then Super taking advantage of it and that shatter there.
That's a very good push.
Oh yeah,
very good.
I think you can't be, you know, if you're the coaches for the Titans right now, you're pretty happy with that. I mean, that box on the ground right now, that is the distance that the Shock have to push.
But that's really freaking far for 3 minutes. It's doable in Goats.
Will lose the map, and the Titans will have tied up this 1st-to-4 series. You say 1st-to-4 instead of like best of 7 or something like that because there's a
At the
possibility.
Shock. Oh, okay, yeah.
So it's really a 1st-to-4.
Yeah,
rather than
after
best
the
of 7
bomb was there, Super can just do
We
whatever
could
the
go
fuck
to
he
like
wanted.
10 maps, man. So you
Just
never
go
know.
Goats.
Yeah, there is no possibility of a draw on this map currently because the payload did move beyond the first point. If neither teams were able to capture this first point, that would be a draw scenario potentially.
Could see it later on down the road on other maps, but this one is going to be a win or lose for one of these teams.
We're going to head in right now. So, San Francisco Shock coming out of the gates, trying to beat the
All right,
Vancouver Titans
now we're going for that
on their
early.
best map so
Fire
far
Strike just gets in.
2019
Super actually
Overwatch
gets
League
his off.
season.
That'd be
Gets a
crazy.
little extra charge.
That'd be just another feather
Both
in
teams
the
going
cap.
left side
Shock
always.
there.
Since you just want to try
Monumental stage
push
that
in.
they've had
Super has a
for the
way
last
better
month or
shield
two.
advantage here, so
Pushing
he's taking the
forward
point
now.
control
They've got
since
the
he has
Titans
full
split up a
shield.
little bit. Trying
Bumper
to
got
regroup
his
here.
taken low,
Hawks
so he
will
has to
drop
play
it
that corner spot.
We'll see if the Titans can re-engage.
Now they're both out.
Bumper
They won't
running
pay
back
attention to the
in.
bubbles.
They do have
So
the
it's not
Shock
your
a little
bubbles.
bit
Super gets a
battered
couple
here.
swings, then backs out to
More
corner.
Zarya shield available
Now
for
Bumper has
Super.
his bubble, so now he's
Titans
pushing
have the
up.
advantage for the moment. They can get a
Yeah,
couple
but
seconds
Super
here
has
as
to
long as
back out
they
now.
get
That his
picked.
shield's completely broken, dude.
See Summon Sue getting a armor pack right there, so
Yes, so
resources
they play
used. That
hard
means
corner. They
Shock
need
are
to
gonna
kite
push
out
forward just a
and then
little bit.
re-engage once they get resources.
All right. Little
But
off
since
back
Super
for
got
Shock.
shot below, Titans can push the
That's
advance.
a dangerous
Yeah,
moment.
they had to use the trance.
Yep, that's rough. You don't
Violet
use it
Violet
early
forced
on,
to
and
use
now the grab
transfers, so
comes
now
in as soon as
so I guess the
transcendence
free
is
grab,
over.
and now they can just get the free
Summon
swings in
walking
here. Yeah.
Oh, and Bumper just swinging away.
I don't know. I don't think it. I don't
One
think it was.
swing with that Reinhardt,
It's hard
and
to
like T-ball
say that
in
it
this
was
game right now
maybe
for the
worth it
Titans.
to
that
get
really
the chance.
hurts,
They
right?
got
The
they hard
Shock
trance.
did
They
not
needed to
want
get a pick there,
use the transcendence there
and
from
since
the
they
Zenyatta
couldn't
to heal up.
kind of
They
just
had to
get that
because
free
they
grab, and
needed to
now
keep Sinatra up. However, that
they get
said,
their
they are
ult
gonna have
economy
Sound Barrier
way
very
more.
soon from Moth on the Lucio, as well as a Graviton Surge of their own. But Bumper's been clutch.
Can you draw on the peel map if you push the same exact distance? Yes, you can. It's happened before.
With the shatters so far.
Yeah, he sure has, and he's got another one loaded.
Yeah, so Bumper just getting a hard engage. Super getting low, got booped in.
It's a threat.
Forced the whole
put on
shield.
Shock. Bumper wisely backing away, showing a bit more of a measured pace than we've seen in the
Okay,
past.
grab. Bumper
Tries
goes
to
for the shield, but can't
shatter
counter it.
Through the Graviton Surge, John who sends in a self-destruct to counter that
Pretty-
as well.
pretty good shot on
Oh,
Hacksaw.
he's gonna get taken out completely. Good start for the Shock here on this fight, and they can keep pushing.
This also got taken out. Oh, that's a good pull on Bumper as well.
Down. That's definitely going to be the Shock getting the payload moving, but a lot of time has been used up off this time bank.
I mean, more than a minute and a half has been taken off the clock already.
So going
by
into
the
this
Titans.
next fight,
And considering that the longer the Shock
Choi's
are in
gonna
the
have to look for an
overtime,
aggressive
they
bomb.
effectively have to win every single fight while
because they
in
can't just use a
overtime, because if
defensive
they
bomb
get
the whole time.
loose,
They have to
get
try and
pushed
look
off the
for a
payload,
defensive bomb here.
the
Then they
game
have to
will
try and
end.
engage on it.
The map will end, and we'll be headed on to a San Francisco Shock map pick. That said, though, so got a minute
Because they need to
left.
try
San
and
Francisco
make
Shock
all the way to
may
the
be
point. If they
afford to
just use
lose one
defensive
fight.
bombs,
It
it's not going to
depends
get them
on where the
anywhere.
Titans defend.
They need to
This
get
is a
picks.
decision they need to make based on their ult economy. Do
Yeah,
they wanna
because
push in
it has to go to
now,
decimal
or do they wanna
points.
wait until overtime? Looks like they're going to start
Bubble got
poking.
used.
Let's go.
They just get the free. They just grab off really fast.
Trying to counter with the self-destruct, but he doesn't get anything done with that.
Now they got the beat engage.
Sound barrier at the nick of time for the
Space the
Vancouver
counter
Titans to get
pin.
the
It's pretty
shields
nice.
to stay
Violet chance to
alive.
super, which
Now Shock trying to
oh,
fight
now they
it
get the
out.
grab.
Oh, the books in the library. No, it's just not fair. San Francisco, though, they're the
Damn,
ones
Titans.
who come out on top of this fight.
Okay, how did Titans end up losing this? I think they actually try to push into Super in the little bookstore, and then they split their target focus because they couldn't really see Super, so it was just two people on him, which he could stay alive. So the grab comes up, they try to focus Super. Yeah, not enough. Since they got the grab on the wall, but since Super wasn't in front, he was behind here. There's no really, like, honestly 4 probably can't even really hit him. Because they're like on this side, they have to try and rotate in.
Doesn't get anything done with
So that's
that.
why Super
Nice. Sound barrier at the nick of
pretty good
time
spot
for
by
the Vancouver
Super.
Titans to give them the shields to
And then
stay
Violet gets
alive.
the
Now
gets the
Shock
heal.
trying to fight it
They get the
out.
counter grab,
the
yeah.
books in the library. No, it's just not fair. San Francisco, though, they're the ones who come out on top of this fight, and they will keep this payload moving.
Oh boy, and you might not like that one if you're the Titans.
No,
That wasn't a.
If you had won that, then you could snowball.
Now it's looking pretty good for
and
Shock.
quick
Titans
win.
use both
But now
the
you're
same
in a bit of
ultimates.
trouble.
Now they're just
You
kind
see
of
Sinatra
going
here
even
trying
now
to
for
build
going to
up
that
that
next
grab
fight.
again. Gonna come back to
Yeah,
the
they probably
payload, though.
they
Certainly
couldn't
gonna
get the
take
score
point
either.
B right now.
Not being able to
Twilight does have
be
a
able to kill
trance.
Super in that
Vancouver
grab
Titans can use
is
that
really bad.
trance to play aggressively. They'll use the AoE healing to move in.
All right. So going into this fight, let's see what they have here. Okay, Shock rally engage. Moth might look for boop. It's a pretty good boop spot. But they have to try and enable super shatter here. So it's you want to play right now in this fight, since both teams have their shatter up. You want to try and look for bubble usage by slowing Snatch if one person wastes bubble or not, because you can counter shatter with bubbles, and then you want to position the brig. So the brigs might Bumper might go here, then Hawksaw is going to try and get like a pin on like the right side, or vice versa, something like that. So going into the fights, whenever it's like a Ryan like shatter versus shatter, you always try and look to see where the Zarya and like Briggs are playing.
Have the quicker graviton surge most likely, but that's a nice shatter from
sorry.
Can they
Super gets a good shatter. Bumper gets the counter shatter onto the supports in the back, so that's why Super comes back. So it's a good play by Super, coming back there so he can get the counter pin on Bumper, so he doesn't get it.
Can they possibly get kills? They can, and it looks like the Titans are going to tie up this series.
Since they didn't have trance, they get the grab and then just get taken out after that.
Super smart grab, Doa.
Super could have held on to the shadow a little bit longer. Maybe looked for, because they didn't really follow up on this shatter from Super, and then they kind of just kited it back.
Certainly going to take point B right now. Twilight does have a trance.
So I think if they wanted to get like the shadow play, they have to like legit kind of like hard commit on this. So he gets the shatter, but then you can see like it's like they get the shatter, then it's like wait like a bunch of seconds. Bam, they get the shatter, and it's like okay, there's holding shield, not really going up on anything. So then now they get the trance, Bumper gets the counter shatter, and then that's when Titans like go for the hard engage. So I think because they didn't like hard snap on top of like the shatter play, the Titans just counter it with all their ultimates, and then they got more value at the end. What's up, Derek? Looking good for Shock. Wait for it. What event too? Yeah. Yeah. Almost freaking got it.
And that leads to a map win here from the Titans.
I mean, what a great series so far. Their stage 1 finals, same way. Shock won the first
PayPal
round,
1K, yeah. Give Derek $1,000 right now.
Today. We'll see if they keep trading maps.
What's up?
After the break, don't go anywhere, guys. A lot more Overwatch League coming at you right after this.
Yeah, Derek, I think I'm probably gonna be pretty late for mains. I'm watching this or doing a review of this like whole one. So you should play an alt account till I'm there. So you don't get too high because we're fucking low as fuck, dude. Dude, I'm freaking like 4.1K. Oh, the counter slam. If I won't miss anything on live, that's probably true. Is Derek not streaming? No, Derek's streaming. He's right there. Okay, let's go past all this. We don't care about this stuff. Okay, let's go to the match. Nice.
The Titans have played the most on Temple of Anubis as far as our assault maps go as well. Might be a situation where they're just worried even though they have the most losses on that map, they also have 6 wins.
All right, what do you know, guys? Yeah, goats versus goats. Nice, winning stream tonight, bro. Hopefully.
Say, okay,
after the last 2 days of bad teams and not very good records, we're hoping we get it. Okay, so Vancouver running monkey goats here versus Shock running normal goats. We'll see Bumper probably play close here. As the Shock rotate, Bumper's going to ask for bubble. So you're going to see the bubble on a Bumper. He's going to zap and see how much... Because he's trying to cleave to get his primal up. So that's probably going to see Bumper drop, get the bubble, and try and cleave as much as possible. And the reason why I think they run monkey goats is because some teams run like the quads, and monkey has a better chance versus quads because you can jump on top of targets and stuff. So this is just the safer pick. Other than, because if you go Ryan Goats, Shock just goes back and swaps. So that's the reason why they just don't run Ryan Goats on this, is because they need a monkey has a better chance of like countering everything else, even though it might not be the best. But if they can get like Bumper gets a bunch of percentage, then they can still win with primal and stuff. Did you figure out the squad streaming? Yeah, we did it yesterday.
They are undefeated on this map.
Watch
So
tonight.
are
Your
the Titans.
POV or Derek's POV.
Like it.
Hey, dude,
Shock on
watch
the
both.
attack first.
Watch both at the same time because of squad stream. There you go. Best of both.
See if they can set another record time.
This Bumper
here.
jumped down, went to get some cleave, got
Pushing forward, the
24%,
Twins not
got
giving
stunned,
up
so he had
that
to
high
jump
ground
out.
just yet, but as
So they're
Super
trying to push
climbs
high
the
ground right
stairs
now.
here, they do need to give a little bit of ground.
Bumper got the jump in with
Backing up
Bubble.
now.
They should look for it
And it's a lot of
engage.
damage onto Bumper here. Bumper, who is on the Winston this time.
So they're just getting
There's a
like
Winston 3-3
pretty much
versus
filling
the
all the
Rhino
resources
3-3
in a
with
Bumper here, and Bumper's just trying to get his
difference.
percentage. He's at
Triple tank,
56.
triple support lineups from
So they're
each
taking
team.
point
Yeah, but
control.
now you see the
Bumper
Shock
still doesn't have
actually
his
on the point,
his
and
promo
this
yet,
is
so
where it
on
gets
his
a little
next
bit
jump,
dicey
they
if
should
you're
probably
the
try and
Winston
pressure him
trying
out
to
here.
fix. You don't have that big barrier that
Because
the
that's what they're trying to
Rhino
kite
has.
back
You
to
don't
not
have
give him a
Bubble,
bunch of
and it's
cleave,
on a
but Bumper's getting
cooldown.
really
It's got
close. On
5
his next
seconds
jump, he
before they can
probably
use it
should get
again.
it.
I mean, Bumper just really trying to build up to his ultimate. That primal rage.
And they're all just playing safe while they're waiting for that. Oh, Troy got D-Mac. Now Bumper has got the grab. Now Bumper's looking for primal. Nice, so that's a really good grab by Sinatra because they would have got knocked off the map there from Bumper's primal.
And he has to back away. So that ultimate more or less
So now the
negated. Now
beat's
Shock
coming out by
really
Moth.
going for it. Ooh,
They see
Bumper
break
misses
low.
jump. That could be a
Counter
close
beat
call
coming.
here, but the
Now they need to
Shock
cut back.
still
Now
forced
Super has a
away.
free shatter here, so they need to make sure that bubbles are down. So he's probably not going to look for the shatter unless he knows bubbles. So he just saw ally and personal use. So now he has a free shatter.
That is big. And Super, I don't even know what that shatter was supposed to do. Bumper in trouble either way.
I think he thought they were going to come out of the doorway. I think that's what he thought, but
for the moment they need only
it didn't
that
happen.
one tick to take the point though. Titans need to get aggressive and Bumper low.
Yeah, so he sees Zarya, and I think he just
just
thinks Zarya's gonna come back out that way and peek. So it was kind of one of those like 50-50, just hope for the best, which he probably could have saved to make sure that he got value out of it.
That is big. And Super, I don't even know what that shatter was supposed to do. Bumper in trouble either way, though he gets knocked off the edge.
Bumper Super just has to go for a pin and try and get a trade there, and then they actually get the hold there.
5 versus 3 on the point right
Just
now, and that's a
he thought they were
cleanup
coming from the
in
room.
this
Yeah,
side room. So
that's what
Titans
I've done those
tons
shatters
of
before
work
as
right
well.
there. San Francisco Shock
That you just
held
use
to
like because you
only
saw him
2
move
ticks,
one
and they
corner,
were
so
not
then you look
resetting
for the
every
shatter
record,
just
10
to
minutes
like
taken off the clock, extended
you try like it's
engagement.
pretty much like just a
And as
prediction
the dust
shatter.
settles
Yeah.
right now, let's take a look. We are going to see trances and graviton surges up soon for both teams. And San Francisco
sometimes
Shock,
it works,
because they only
sometimes it
need that one
doesn't.
point,
Just
they
one
can
of those
sort
times.
Throw in this self-destruct and get the time they need on the point. So we'll keep an eye on how.
All right, so let's see ultimates. Soy has Grav, Trance, Rally versus Rally, Grav. Oh, yeah. So Dark have a pretty good ult economy coming in. We'll probably see Vancouver look for a Rally engage, and then they'll probably follow up with a Grav. And then Shock are probably going to do the same thing, Rally engage. Probably look for a bomb engage. If that doesn't work, then they're probably going to look for a Grav because they want to try and split. Because they know Violet, they only have both chances because they used to beat last fight, so they want to try and split these ultimates. So they can split both and force Violet to use Trance either with, like, I don't know, an engage or something like this. Then they have like the free counter.
Choi Hyobin uses this. Sinatra going to be chunked out early.
You know, a big part of this is that Bumper swapped over to the Reinhardt too, so he actually is going to have the shield to hold.
So there's the
against
grab.
that self-destruct. They're gonna use
Baz
the
forced to
graviton surge.
use Chance here.
Zarya, that self-destruct used a bit earlier than we expected from Choya Bin. Now Titans on the outside.
Now it's a
looking in.
grab by
They're gonna get
Sinatra.
caught up in the grab from Shock, but
There's
they've
the
got the
Twilight
Zenyatta
Trance.
healing to keep their lives up and healthy. Super in
Now
a
Super
little
just
bit of
trying
trouble
to
here.
Super's
He's
holding
low.
shield trying to get the
There's
shatter or
Super
the
and
build
Rascal
shatter,
down.
but
Shock
gets taken
starting
out
to
before he can
collapse
actually
a
get any
little
value
bit
from
on
it.
this attack. They are going to be down to about a minute left, probably under a minute on their next attack. Things looking a little bit dire, frankly, for the Shock right now.
Yeah, they're going to have one
Yeah, getting
good
big shatters is
attack
so
left,
satisfying.
and they have to play into the sound barrier. Yeah, that self-destruct might have gotten moved. It might have gotten moved backwards there from Choi Hyobin.
Yeah,
I'm
Paris,
surprised
smile.
he didn't save it just a little
All right,
bit
so let's see.
longer to clear out the point.
Super still has
Now
a shatter.
Shock
They're
in
closing
real
on
trouble a
those
map
support
that they
ults
were
and
confident
Diva
in that
Bomb.
they picked here.
Yeah, I looked over
Vancouver
the plays right now, and Super
might look for a Diva Bomb engage, or since they know it's coming up on last fight, they could honestly they could stack, but I doubt they're going to. They're probably going to look to Diva Bomb engage here, and then they can grab on top if it doesn't work, while Shock they have to try and play slow while they're trying to build these ultimates. So we probably won't see Shock take a hard engage here, since they know it's going to be like, one last fight. No matter what.
Super looking really worried on that Shock. stage at the
So they seem
moment.
trying to just build up these ultimates
Serious
here.
face on him, man. They know they need
That's
to
why they're
get
just
something
kind of
done
not doing
right
like a
now.
hard
Super
engage up
knows
top yet
he
while
needs to
they're
get a
getting
good
close.
shatter.
So they got
He's
their
gonna get a good
ultimates.
one. Two people
Gotta get
knocked
shatter.
out. They're gonna take that into kills. Super coming
There's
up
the kill on a
clutch there.
Hawksaw.
Oh, but they lose Moth. Can Shock stay in this one? I don't know, man. The Titans
Oh, Bumper gets the pick onto
anyway,
Rascal.
and
Ooh.
Shock have to disengage. There's Super, and now the exit kills are gonna leave
There's no
the
way they
Shock
can get
with
the touch either.
almost
They're gonna
no
have to go
time
to ball.
to come back on this. Man, Super are killed,
Let me
but they
see.
get a good one. Oh, they need to get something done right now. Super
Bumper's
knows
playing away from his
he
team.
needs to
Super
get
gets a good
good
shatter.
He's gonna get a good one. Two people knocked down, and they're gonna take that into
They get the
kills.
kill.
Super coming up clutch
Okay, so
there.
they get.
Oh, but they lose
Okay.
Moth.
So they get
Can
grabbed as
Shock
well, then
stay in
Bumper
this
gets the
one? I
pin
don't
while
know,
he's
man.
in
The
grab.
Titans getting the kills they need anyway, and Shock have to disengage. There's Super. And
Yeah,
now
that was
the
really
exit
big, getting
kills
the kill on
are
a
gonna
Moth,
leave
because
the
then you
Shock
couldn't
with
get the beat.
almost no time
So that was a good
to
pin
come
by
back
Bumper
on
there.
this. Man, Super did his job, but the rest of the team just could not keep it up.
Yeah, and look at this
Oh, that's
stagger as
brutal.
well. So 17
Looks like
seconds.
Western Masters,
but
maybe
it's
if I
gonna
watch
be a
someone.
late spawn for Troy Tobin
Such a
on the
500.
Diva. And
Oh,
Moth
nice.
has been playing
I
very
appreciate that,
aggressively
Corey.
as he often does. He'll go up to the front and try and make plays, but every time that
But
happens,
it's not
the
a
Titans
GTCP,
are there to
bro.
shut
I
him
know.
down. He has died first a lot in these
Super
engagements.
needs to try and
but
get
he
that
has to
touch
use
there.
Saber just to touch
He's
the
getting
ball.
knocked, so he can't even get the
Desperation, and
touch.
Super down already. There's a shatter just to seal the deal. Bumper zoning out Moth a bit there, and
Oh, those
Shock.
there.
They are not going to get this point. There is no way you can.
Alright,
win
yeah,
this
we're just
one.
watching
And
Super's
that is a
POV from the,
monumental hold for the Vancouver Titans on a map that
match.
Shock selected.
And Shock now have to hold the Titans below that 2-tick mark, because otherwise the Titans will go ahead and take the lead in the series.
It's going to need a Herculean effort from the Shock. We'll see if they can pull it off when we come back.
When we come back, nope. I don't want to watch 2 minutes. Skip, 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 skip.
On Moth, not looking so
All ride on the Lucio above the opponent. 1% on point A here for the next 4 minutes.
All right.
You know, a lot of people predicting the Shock to win today. I personally predicted the Vancouver Titans take it 4-1 or 4-2 actually. And part of that is that people are saying the pressure is off of the Shock. They've already been through a stage finals and all that. I disagree. I think the pressure is on the Shock more than ever because there's more expectations upon them than there's ever
More
been.
Bumper.
Undefeated stage. Didn't
Yeah,
go off the map
Super
until
played
the
really
playoffs.
well.
You know,
All right, so
they-
let's see this team comp. So Shock going for the Ryan comp, and like I said before, the problem with the Ryan comp is if they go DPS comp, which Vancouver's doing, Super is legit useless. He just holds shield the whole time and can't capitalize on any of these guys. So what, like, you know, Shock is gonna just sit there with hold shield, and then maybe have to try and like speed on to, I don't know, freaking Bumper, Soldier, something like that, because they're just gonna get surrounded and collapsed on while Choi has to try and deal with the Pharah. So yeah, the Titans end up losing this.
I think that
They're
is
losing
even
the
worse to
whole
do.
series,
We'll see
but
what they
they're
can
gonna
do
win
here.
this
All
point.
right, will be a
On the defense.
multi-DPS
Zero.
comp. So Vancouver Titans, they're going to use a lot of damage dealers. Far up here, the rocket launcher.
Oh, Choi had been knocked
it's
off
over.
the edge.
Have you played with or against Super or any players? Oh yeah, I play against all the OWL players all the time. So Choi gets taken out.
What do? You
Now
gotta fight the
Hawksaw is
65.
completely free.
Shock needs to make amazing picks and they can't. His Moth is down again. Hawksaw make
It's actually interesting that they put Bumper on Hanzo and Janu on ball. Maybe Bumper's just not that good of a ball player, and Janu's like way better, so they just have him on like a DPS to frag.
play to deliver his team the win here on
Because usually it's always the
Paris.
main tank on
I
ball.
know the fight's still going. I know you say if
Bumper
you're a
got
Shock
that
fan that
main
there's still
tank
a
game, bro.
chance, but on this map, unless a miracle happens here, it's gonna end right here. Just
Yeah.
not enough
So
numbers from the Shock
that's the only
around.
that's the only
And
problem
that
with
is
Ryan
map
Ghost. You
3 in the
get hard
books.
countered
The
by
Titans
DPS,
take the lead.
and
And here's the thing, when you have a large
yeah,
time
that's
bank
just
like that,
you have to run
the
like
DPS will
Winston
eventually
Goats
take point A.
to be able to counter that if you think the team's going to run DPS.
And so that's why they run that composition. It's not good for an extended match, but for a single point, it is great. And
All right, let's go. Gibraltar. Probably see a bunch of Ryan and Monkey Goats.
Gibraltar so far, Titans with a lot less film though, only 2 maps instead of 4 for the Shock.
Back showing Rhine goats on Jib. That's interesting. I thought that would have been like monkey goats because of the high grounds.
You just push the payload. That's all you do. Just push the payload, and then you flip sides.
Just push payload, bro.
And see who pushes it the farthest.
So Shock, I'm amazed that the Titans didn't take an early fight. Okay, so they're dropping down now. If they realized that they had Rhine goats sooner, it would have been better to take if like they notice they have Rhine goats, Vancouver would want to have taken a fight like right here. Just because they can, whatever, contest cart, and then since they're contesting cart, it forces like their supports and stuff are gonna be free playing down here. They can just get free shots, right? And then the Shock have to push out of LOS of their supports, and then if their supports go, this way, then they're in line of sight of everybody else. So if they realized sooner, then it would have been better to take a fight on this corner, but I think they're just playing top and they don't scout fast enough. Like nobody's really scouted yet. And once they see, but now it's too late to jump down there. So now they just drop from the backside and touch point. As long as they can test fast, they can still get 2 fights. But it looks like they're just going for like a one fight match there because it's coming back to the second corner, yeah.
Vancouver Titans giving a bit of ground here.
So now we want to pay attention to the bubbles here. So Sancho uses bubble, they counter bubble it, looking for swings, Flipper gets low.
A little bit, but it is a nice
Receiver's not going to hard aggress on that since he doesn't have bubble. You can get counter bashed. Oh, they get the nice kill on a Hacksaw there. Hacksaw's on the opposite side.
So it will be the Shock bouncing back from that quick loss on Paris to get a good push going here on Gibraltar. That's point A taken.
Yeah, they're just going to run through, so very fast point A, winning the only real fight that actually occurs. Now, high ground will be taken here by the San Francisco Shock. Few ults online already. Super, notably very far ahead of Bumper in the Earth.
Oh, you're going in and out, bro? Yes, dude. #1. Full grilled onions, easy.
Yeah, this is looking good for the Shock, at least to move through the next fight, and then we'll...
All right, so let's see. Shock, I have a really good ultimate. They're probably coming with coming up all on 6. I think, honestly, Vancouver, they're both going to be closing 6, but we're probably going to end up seeing either we're going to see a rally engage by Rascal. We're probably going to see Gravs come out by both sides, wait for Trance to be used. After Trance, we'll probably end up seeing bombs be thrown, and then the counter beats, depending on if things don't, if people aren't dying, that's the orders will probably come out, because you want to use Grav to counter the rally engage, but we're definitely going to see rally be used first. So there's the rally by Raxall. Hacksaul's probably going to use his on cooldown, so the Grav comes out. There's the Hacksaw rally. Now they're looking for whoever shield breaks first. Super's looking for a shatter. Doesn't get it. So get shatter. Bumper tries to go for the shatter as well. Gets blocked. It would have been a little bit better to try and combo the bomb with shatter. So Bumper would have to turn his shield, but they still end up getting value out of it no matter what at the end. Now they're just one up. They're just focusing Bumper down. They get the beat up.
And yeah, he's going to drop too. So Shock.
Now it's going to just close out the point there.
And you mentioned it, Doa, but holding of the Trance was really the key aspect for the San Francisco Shock. The fact that they got hit by the Graviton and didn't
they're actually trying to recontest this. So there goes the grab. Oh, Slime gets the pick.
Okay,
Supercharger's back, doesn't get the pick. Now Bumper's back. Oh.
But they might be able to get some kills out of it. At least they're going to force the grab back.
Oh, that's a good slam onto the Zen.
Shock here.
Nice, that was a good play by Super.
And look at
that was actually losable, and Super brings it back there with that slam.
Shock use all their ultimates, so a lot of times you say, hey, that fight wasn't worth it, but I think in that situation it probably was.
I mean, they're going to come back and try and make a defense here on C.
I mean, tell, but does the attacking Rhine not charge the defending Rhine during Diva Bomb? Not really, because when you're going for a pin like that, since it's kind of like you're throwing the bomb behind them, so unless you're really close to get the pin, you're not going to go for it because there's so many displacements. So if you try and get the pin, you're probably going to get Brig bashed or flailed or Lucio booped, and then you end up in their backline, and then the team's just going to turn on you and kill you. So what you usually do is if you're going to go for a bomb, you're just going to run up with like hammer swings and try and like displace, because you're going to be trying to play shield. And then if you can turn them into a corner, then it's like bang, hit a corner. Or, you back up, you can hit this. But, like, if the bomb's coming out in the middle, you're not going to charge, because then you end up, like, all the way behind them, then all they do is turn around and kill you, and then you end up losing the fight. So that's the reason why you won't see a lot of Ryan's pinning when they do a Diva Bomb play, unless they're like, it's like an 80% chance of hit, because you don't want to risk
because
that.
He got split spawned and didn't want to get stalled out there for his respawn. So there's going to be some free payload movement right now. Shock, though, continue to set a blistering pace through Gibraltar. This is where it might get hard, though. The next couple minutes are going to be a poke.
So let's see. Any ultimates? Not really. That's actually pretty dry on both sides. They have the trance, but they could use trance to engage. I'm pretty sure they're probably just gonna save it for Sinatra Grav. Otherwise, these Sinatra always builds it really fast.
Game right now to get ults up.
I think that both teams are just gonna be playing it slow, back and forth. Get a bubble, push up, kite back. The next team push bubble, kite back. While I just looking up to build ults here.
That's a lot of damage coming out of Sinatra. So when you commit,
both Gravs are now coming up. Jono has the bomb. You're probably gonna send it. There's the send. Now they get the hard engage.
Yep.
And see, that's what they do.
All right, they got the separation they needed onto the main tank. Hawksall drops.
So that was a good bomb engage too. So they bombed over the top and then pushed Ryan inwards.
Coming out of Sinatra. So when you commit, you really got to be ready.
So I think their slime was ready to get the boop. Yeah, so there's the boop inside, and then it forces them.
Yep. Super down.
Super out of position. His team can't help him.
Onto the main tank. Hawksall drops though, so it's 1-for-1. But now with the DMEC on a
but even with Hawksall dying,
should be really successful. Yeah, they're gonna win the fight because of it. But
they got the pick onto the super, and without the shield or anything, the team just kind of falls apart usually most of the time.
Support ultimates, so they do have a way to weather the storm when Shock come back.
Yeah, they are going to go ahead and throw that out because Shock didn't have their support ultimates available to them. And now they can just cycle it against the enemy support ultimates. They'll get theirs back
All right,
up in time.
let's see. Going to this fight, Vancouver, probably going to rally engage. Look for Shatter. Shock have their... I don't even see what percent Brig is at.
So.
Okay, he has it. So Shock's going to rally engage. Super's probably going to look for a Grav. Once they force trance, Choi's going to throw a bomb behind, and then they can... You know, Slime's probably going to beat then, and then Bomb's probably going to beat whoever's second, and then Shock can try and get in advance. If everything plays out, that's probably what's going to... the best course of action for everything.
Right now. They will be able to hold strong with the
because Vancouver doesn't really have any offensive, so they're not going to really force Moss beat. Unless Super gets low.
Just waiting for that Graviton surge. That's Ariel.
So there's the trance.
Rallies first. Twilight with that
early there's the bomb coming out. Super trying to get the pick, and then Moss going to get his
and that did
beat.
Not go how the Titans were planning.
Hoping they got up getting picks, so then he doesn't even have to use it.
DMEC was coming through. But the problem is that the self-destruct was used by Choi Hyobin to remech, and it zoned out everybody when the grab was dropped.
73% burgers. Wait, what?
There from the Titans, and now they have those support ultimates. This could be dominating.
Dude, I'll have to. Dude, if that's actually going on, dude, I'm gonna get the freaking burgers right now. Or then.
Well, they got aggressive because they thought the DMEC was coming through. But the problem is that the self-destruct.
So now they're pushing up to try and stuff the doors here.
Zoned out everybody when the grab was dropped. So that's actually a pretty big mistake there from the Titans, and now they have those support ultimates.
They have the. I can see Super trying to go for the Shatter here, but I think a mid-fight Shatter would get a lot more value because coming out, the car's not close enough to where they need a speed out. They're just going to hold shield and they're going to put the bubbles here. So
that's actually a pretty big mistake.
I can see him he's trying to get it, but the chance of that working with everybody just holding shield and they push out, it doesn't really have that high a chance of success there. It would have been better to wait it, but that's a good counter block by Super.
On the Shock side, though, to contend with it.
You got the grab by Soy.
The grab comes in.
There's the trance.
Be huge. They kill Rascal. They get Somensu, though, on the other side. And Shock.
No, they shot their play point. Kills around first. He's finding the bomb.
The respawns are coming fast.
Sinatra dies to grab. That's not the best, but
for the Titans to
I think they still probably can get this.
Come in. It's going to be Bumper, Hawks on Twilight.
So we're closing Shatter again.
This one, Somensu back just in time as well. And so as close as the Shock were, at least the Titans are going to get more time here. That Shatter not connecting with anybody.
So we're trying to go for the big play Shatter, but so I end up having bubbles, so kind of KFI, and now they just use one of their main offensive ults there.
Shock might have been able to push through had they had a support ultimate, but that's not what they had at the end.
Is there some gimmick with blocking Shatter or bomb with Brig? You have to stand still. You can't be moving with Brig because her shield is like curved, so you have to stand still when you block the other one, otherwise you're gonna get killed.
Self-destruct and the grab, so they got to charge up up Sinatra first. They're taking a lot of damage as they approach.
So going to the next fight, San Francisco have Bomb, Grav, Rally, Trance. So what Shock are probably going to look for they're going to look for Rally engage. Sinatra's going to look for Grav, because they know probably they don't have support ults yet. So because they used the last fight. So probably going to look to Grav first, just so they can try and kill them before they get any ultimates. And then mid-fight, Choi's probably just, lob a bomb over the top. And then try and get some picks there. With Vancouver, I think Haxall just got his Rally, so they're probably going to use Rally to look for engage, and then they have to try and look for value out of Grav and Shatter here.
A lot of cover right now, Sinatra.
Yeah, so there's the Rally on Rascal. There's the counter.
They've only got a small window to try to be aggressive here.
Now Sinatra's probably going to look for the Grav soon.
He might go down very
There's the
soon.
Grav. Oh, there's the counter guy by which is really good.
Oh, he gets it just in time to keep his team alive. That was crucial.
Did Choi get demec'd, or his bomb just hit the cart? I think he tried to lob it over the top. Oh. Choi's bomb gets stuck on the cart, so it doesn't go over to actually force them to force you, so he can just hold shield. Forward Rascal's looking right here. He's looking for the stun onto Bumper, but I think he has bubble, so it doesn't end up working because he got bubbled.
That was crucial from Twilight. Violet using his now.
So there's the counter chance. It's a good shatter block. Bumper's looking for just the shatter. Super closing his shatter now. Charlie gonna rotate. There's a good shatter.
I think they're going to be able to finish the map right here, right now. Janu self-destruct.
There's the counter beat.
Connecting with that one. And as the respawns are dealt with,
so we're just looking to get the fast picks, and now he's gonna
get their attack done here on
block that one doorway.
They had to work for it, but they got it.
My favorite main tank is still streaming. Yeah, bro, we're gonna be streaming for a good while.
So Shock make it through the map with a minute 38.
Make it through the map with a minute 30. All these fake tweets, bro.
3 points for Burn. They're waiting. Really, it's actually.
Let's see. Ryan Goats versus Ryan Goats. Nice.
So both teams, like we saw in Paris.
Alright, Axel, we're just running Ryan Goats on Gibraltar, dude. Clearly, OWL players run it. It's the best.
4-0 for the Shock, 2-0 for the Titans.
That's right. And now the Titans will attack. Reinhardt, triple tank, triple support will be the
Hey, tweets, yeah, okay, champ.
Not a big surprise right now. We might see some other stuff if we go into Time Bank, but we'll just have to wait and see on that.
Shock dropping into the.
Wow, someone's getting really aggressive here.
What they need to take if they want to try and take a fight, they need to push in and take a fight now. If they want 2 fights, if they get low, they might just end up backing out. But it'll be best to try and take 2 fights on this point. But we'll see.
Right off the bat.
We'll see how the bubble usage and stuff goes.
At the end of that last round, there was only a 9
83 cents on Wednesdays. Oh shit.
Sinatra and
11 a.m., 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. only, bro. I'm going. It's actually freaking crazy. Oh, but they not even scout? They all thought Titans were coming main, dude. Nobody's watching.
Each of them was over 10,000 damage.
Well, definitely 2 of the best Zarya's we have.
Oh, and Titans just flipped the map.
They're gonna drop down like Batman from above. Coming in from behind.
It's a good ass. It's gonna get so the bubbles by both got used. Bumper gets pushed out though after bubble used, so that was actually really good. I think he gets booped.
They're gonna drop down like Batman from above.
Let's see.
Coming in from behind onto the
Bumper just pushes out. Yeah, I think I don't know how what happened. He just threw it back up top, but it was a good displacement on the Bumper.
In the conflict, and it's gonna pay the price, so the Titans have to back off of that one.
Yeah, Titans have to try and back out, and get high ground, and then Shocker probably gonna look to meet him. See, right now is always that like they won the fight, they got the kill and Bumper, right? But now they're like trying to decide. Half the team I think is trying to go up top to get these guys, and then half the team's on the cart walking it. So now, before the Shock were completely like together, but now since they got a pick, and now teams are splitting off. So now we can probably Vancouver can actually take advantages because Bumper's now back. So now they can either push on the people that are like out by their spawn, or they can drop on Super if he's alone. So Shock needs to do like a hard regroup and just drop under here again if they want. or regroup onto super like on this left side, because right now they're really split and might get capitalized on.
So Bumper split off from his team on the respawn room.
What do you do?
So now super has to turn. Now he gets low.
And this could end up poorly for the Shock if they start
Violet's forced to use trance there. Oh, but they get the picks.
Great turnaround for the Shock. I was worried they were going to
now so he gets has a free grab though.
They were ready.
So they have no support ults. So next fight we're gonna see Soy use this, and then they're just gonna hard engage, while Shock is gonna have to look for a rally engage here with value from their Shutter.
This time they want to play it again. That was a really good call from the Shock. They knew that Bumper was playing a relatively low mobility hero like Reinhardt. He wasn't going to use
he got
charge to get back
super
to his
punished.
team, so they just punish him.
And this is their map choice too. Remember, this is a map that they feel.
So there's the grab. They have no support ults. Oh, they're not actually. They didn't even get any follow up there. I think Bumper was low, so he was forced just to hold shield.
Map choice too. Remember, this is
so there's the grab. Bumper tries to get a swing, gets low, forced to hold shield. They have no value out of it. They have no value. Bubble got used. Now press hold shield again. Now Super has the Shatter. He's gonna be forced to probably use soon.
Yeah, stun on the Bumper, but he stays alive for the moment here.
Yo, release. Thanks for those, dude.
Grab coming in for them now.
There's the Shatter. There's a big
Shatter from Bumper keeps this team alive. It was dangerous there for the Zarya. For the moment,
now beats are coming out. Super just trying to get value again.
They're trying
to just hard push over since they got beat second.
So maybe the fight finally swinging the way of the Titans, but man, so much time has already been used off the time.
That was a good hold by the Shock though.
They
hold close and took almost freaking 3 minutes off the clock.
They can consistently get later support ults into fights.
So I'm just doing a Vod review of Super's POV from the finals.
So it's a great disengage by the team. But if the enemy
it's not going to the next fight. Vancouver have rally grab. Probably going to look to that coming. They're probably going to rally first once they see them pushing out, and then they're going to look for a grab since they know Sherman don't have any support ults here.
That is absolutely massive because it cuts off the damage.
Get the free grab, go on a super. Don't even need to use rally on it, actually.
Nothing doing. Easy point A take for the Titans. They're up to 334 in the time bank going into B.
I mean, when we're in this triple support,
that was a really good use of ults that you're gonna have to wait. So now this next fight, now they can use. They can rally engage, look for Shatter. Shock are gonna have to look for a counter Shatter, or they have grab, but Twilight has trance for it.
So the Shock looking to drop down from on high in this defense. The Titans a lot of ultimates.
There's the bubble on Bumpers. He's play aggressive. Now he's cutting back since bubble got used. Ooh, that's a good. That is a good Shatter by Super.
Really, really big, and that chains into a kill onto Bumper.
Bumper tries to get jumped way too up, and then Super took advantage of that.
Yeah, question is whether they're not going to use the graviton on the chase down.
And that lets the Shock build their ult economy right back up again, which is big. Violet used trance that fight though, so they still don't have trance for grab. Grab's going to be coming up.
Shock should not have had that opportunity at the start of that fight, and they win it pretty clean. Titans,
yeah, Ryan's getting no appreciation, dude.
Should get their own graviton pretty soon.
Bumper knocked out of position here. He's going to play on opposite side. Bomb coming over the top to save him. Both bombs coming out. There's the beats. They're trying to hard push Super right now.
But that said, they turn it around. Oh, Bumper! He got such a good Shatter, but he couldn't stay alive. And the Shock are still going to win that fight anyway.
Let's see what happened here. So they go from high ground. They drop. So we're looking at Bumper gets displaced. So he gets the counter pin, which is good. There's both bombs. There's the grab. I think because, yeah, Super just gets backed out into the corner. Nothing he can do. Nothing. Super just got punished out, but Shock capitalized. I can't really see what else happened, but
goes aggressive, looking for the chance to use the graviton. But Violet's on the catwalk on the high ground, and because
we're being out of position, they're kind of forced them to waste more resources than they needed to.
In order to kill Somansu, the Zarya, cut off that damage, cut off the opportunity to counter grab. That was a great play from Violet.
Alright, let's go see. So playing high ground, they have bomb, Shatter. So we'll probably see them meet bottom. Choi's gonna look for a bomb, and then they're probably gonna like speed look for an engage here for the Shock. While the Titans are probably gonna look for they have to look for. Slime's gonna save his beat for the bomb, so we're gonna see both of these used at the same exact time. Haxel's playing his rally, so they're probably just gonna look for a rally grab before Violet gets his trance. If Shock knows that they have grab and not trance, they might wait a little bit for Violet to build trance and then go for the engage. So we might see him play up top here for a little bit.
Absolutely.
And once they build trance, then they're probably gonna look for an engagement.
Said that, one of the players they were worried about coming into this
So they're just going for the hard drop right now.
They're going to try to engage
There's
with
the beat.
barrier. Jumping onto Super, just a really aggressive move to kill that main tank on the Shock side. And now finally, the Titans are going to get some distance here on the payload.
I think that was a little bit of a premature drop.
Look at the time that's been taken off the clock
Again.
And keep in mind,
I think they could have like milked it a little bit, or even dropped to like the backside of point, because they kind of just dropped on there. Yeah, they forced beat, but they could have maybe forced a little more else, or even got maybe won the fight. But dropping there was kind of split, and there's the grab. Bumper gets a pin on the Super. Bumper gets the shatter because there's no other teammates left. Super probably just gonna just jump off the map here.
That's a huge problem for the Shock because of the ult stay infested.
Doesn't want to give them any ult charge, so you just hop off the map to get the second respawn.
Knew they were going to drop in. They punished them. Another excellent shatter from Bumper, who has just been using his ults extremely
you probably upload it to
YouTube.
Corey, that's the only way. If you upload to YouTube, then you can just like post the link.
It's been a rough couple minutes for Twilight, but the good news is that he's going to have his Transcendence for the Titans, and so that'll be another key ultimate available as they try to finish.
Let's see. So they'll probably end up trying to look to hold this corner, San Francisco. Push up, hold the corner. They have rally engaged. They have to look for. The probably Rascal's probably going to rally. Choi's going to look for aggressive bomb, and then they're going to hard push into this. And then Vancouver's going to look for the same thing. So honestly, I think it's going to come down to whoever looks for the bomb first, or they're both divas are just going to throw their bombs at like the same time and like pass each other to like counter stop the pushes. But usually whichever diva gets their first bomb first has like the best placement of it, so we'll see how it works. But I think whichever team throws bomb first is gonna win, but we're definitely gonna see rally and bomb, and then Titans bomb use this fight.
Yeah, and Shock, they've got to engage here with the
because they have to try and look for a play.
They've got to cycle it against their other ultimates right now.
So there's the bomb.
The same thing. Titans trying to take that edge with a self-destruct.
All right, stun on Choyabin. Twilight using that.
They didn't get any value from it.
Just to keep his team up.
They couldn't push
Rally up right now.
Yeah, that's right. Rally ending now for the Shock as well.
There's Rascal's rally.
But
now Choi still has his bomb, so they'll probably end up looking for a bomb play and push up.
Oh, nice. That's a nice shatter though. Can they chain it? No, they can't. Choyabin.
So this is a really good counter bomb by Choi. So he knows that. Does he get DMAX?
Yeah, you gotta get a kill on the Choyabin maybe or something like that. Oh, that's a nice shatter.
Okay.
Though.
I think he wait, did he bomb and then get shattered?
Yeah, you gotta get a kill on the Choyabin maybe or something.
I think Choi tried to throw bomb because he wasn't even. It was. If you look at it, like he's not DMAC'd yet, and then it goes into shatter dome. So I think Bumper got a good shatter onto the bomb here. Yeah, I think Choi went for the bomb and then getting stunned back there. So that was a good shatter by Bumper. Now Super has to look for his own shatter here with the beat. That's a good shatter onto the supports. There's a good pin.
You want if you're the San Francisco Shock.
There you go. Both teams use ultimates. Shock got the better use. That was really good hold.
That was a lot of investment from the Shock, though. Certainly much more than they wanted to spend. They had to use the self-destruct a little bit.
All right, I'm going to the bathroom real quick while we're for the next fight. All right.
Little bit
Let's get it.
defensively. Right. I kind of disagree with Choi Hyobin waiting that long in order to push the self-destruct out. But this
Honestly, I think that the Shock could have held close. This is still a really good corner to hold, but I think they could have also held close a little bit as well. And maybe have a better chance of like there's more like open space if they need to try and like dodge like a bomb or something like that. Kind of giving them this space up to push up kind of like helps Vancouver out a little bit. But not to say both choke points are good, but I think holding close might have been the smarter play since they had the spawn advantage.
This time, Shock. They're gonna have
Or
that
like they
sounder in a
killed them all
rally
at spawn.
again
They could have pushed
soon,
that for
but
free.
They gotta be so careful with Titans already having the Graviton Surge online.
So Super look for an engage.
Rally for the Titans.
They just
They're
get the
gonna go
rally
in as
with
well.
counter rallies.
Sound
There's the
barrier
beat.
for the Shock as they're caught up in the Graviton
Super just
surge.
has to just
Super
hold shield the whole time, gets low, has to go for a pin there, just try and get a trade.
No tanking available for the Shock, and that payload is going to move. And the
Yeah, you
best
could- yeah.
thing for the Vancouver Titans in this situation is that they still have a lot.
At least they all died on points, so they're forced to
Yeah,
use
and the
ults. Now they're
self-destruct
coming
so
back with
critical,
bomb.
too, to zoning people off the payload at the end. Shock is gonna have to engage with a self-destruct out of spawn.
I think so. They're just going to
Rascal?
jump in there.
Oh,
Rascal's
Rascal is
down.
taken
He
out.
got
Bumper gets the
separated.
shatter.
The shatter from Bumper. I don't know about that one, but Super. Oh, they can't keep him up as well. And at the last second, the Titans with a great chance here to push it across the finish line. Choyobin can't get back in the mech. And in OT, the Titans get it done.
Titans end
They
up
are gonna
finish
end
it
up
all the
with a
way.
minute as we go into the time bank.
Yeah, the way it works here on these escort maps is if you finish in overtime, you get a minute on the clock, and an additional minute is added over to the side of the Shock. So they will have 2 minutes and 38 seconds to push. Titans only 60 seconds.
Right.
So still low.
On King Gibraltar, they over to San. Only 1 minute.
All right.
The Titans will be attacking.
See Ryan versus Ryan. We'll see if they opt to hold close this time if they see Ryan goes fast, or if they're just gonna just kite back to bottom. What's up, your mouse?
Scouting with Twilight on that Hanzo. But aside from that, probably your standard 3-3, you'd imagine.
Yeah, you would think that. The Hanzo just going to be there. He has an ability heroes the Shock are using behind a wall.
Right.
And just to see if there's any surprises from the Shock, there won't be. So he'll probably switch right back to Zenyatta.
So they see Ryan goats now.
So you can see right there the outline.
They're gonna kite back.
Wow, that is an aggressive
Oh.
play.
Oh man, he's so lucky he got away.
Ooh, they almost got cut out. I don't know how they did that.
That would have been a
They tried to play close.
disastrous start for Shock's defense.
Yeah, they could've
So I'm
gotten
just
an
playing
option there, too.
bottom
That
here
was
since they can
really
LS a bunch of
risky.
damage,
And
still
not only
contest
that,
cart.
That also bought them a lot of space. So really smart play from the Titans. They're using their Lucio speed.
So they're playing split like this. So Rascal, the thing is, so Rascal's playing here. So if they're taking like the Rhine fight right here, Rascal can either get a pin on a bumper, and then if they try and hard engage on a Rascal here, then Super can either kill their backline or go for a pin on bumper. So there is that's why they're on opposite sides, because like either way, you can get value from both sides. So with Vancouver, they can run over this person with like, you know, bubbles and everything, or they can just hard engage since they can take like whatever the 5e split, kill somebody that's like out of position. But that's the reason why Rascals are on this side trying to get the value. But if Vancouver's smart, they can probably just rush Rascal and kill him pretty free.
Hide under the pass here and use that cover for defense.
So they just got hard engaged on a Super. Couldn't get much value, and they just hard push him over.
It's going to be a lot of distance. That's going to be most of point A, actually, taken by the Titans here.
You can see Hacksaw was making space for the rest of the Titans, just pushing players back, and they got caught. The San Francisco Shock split 3 and 3, and then the collapse on
Were
the
they
flank
3-3?
does it.
I thought it was
Shock
just.
may not have an opportunity to defend here at the end of A, considering Rascal just spawned.
I mean, they might not have a Graviton Surge at the end of A as well. Sinatra's still a ways away. Summons Sue a little bit closer here. We're into overtime, though. If
it's a
the payload, and that's a good
Bumper gets a
shatter
good shatter.
to start things off, but no kills out of it. Super and Choyobin, though, a bit low. Grab comes in from Sominsu.
That's a good pin on the Rascal. Still shows Super has shatter now. Oh, that's a big shatter. Beat on top, but might not be enough. There's the bomb.
The push could end right now for the Titans. It is looking grim for Vancouver here.
Nice, this is a good beat. Now they should hard push the Rhine. They killed the Rhine, now it's just killing Lucio. If it's YouTube, you should be able to post it, but I'll wait to open it up. So just wait till like after this review is done to look at the clip. Because I don't want to like have other stuff other than this, at least for this while I'm in the VOD.
Is to move the graviton away from Bumper, who has that shield. And
John, that here often it is right now.
Though, because angles and them to win.
Yeah,
with so much more time in the bank for the Shock there, and especially how fast the Shock were able to take point A last time.
Well, keep in mind the way it works too is that Shock only needs to push his payload as far as the Titans got it in their round just a moment ago. If they can push it that far, they will win the map. That's all the farther they need to go.
So like I have a pretty good amount of time bank.
Like
They're doing the same thing. We'll probably see the Shock hard engage onto them on this side. So they use bubbles. They hard push in. Titans back out. So now Shock takes some of it. Oh. Was Bumper too close, or did he go for like a pin? Was he just holding close and he gets taken out?
Around and pick off somebody. They take over the cover, so that's a good advantage for the.
Bumper's full HP.
They're going to try and loop around and pick off somebody. They take over the cover, so that's a good advantage for the Shock right there.
Oh, Bumper, that's a better advantage.
Yeah, I guess he got like stunned or something. He just got deleted. So that was a really good kill on a Bumper, and they can just push up for free.
Is away, and looks like Slime does escape back to his team. So there is an opportunity here for a 5 versus 6 defense. Still hard for the Titans.
Unlikely
Bumpers back.
that the Titans are going to be able to do it. Yeah, without that Zarya, you're not going to get that defensive win here if you're the Titans. The Titans are going to
5 versus 6 defense. Still hard for the Titans.
Unlikely.
Oh, so he got knocked off.
Yeah, without that Zarya,
or he had to go. He had to try and get the touch.
Defensive win here if you're the Titans. They tried, but losing Bumper so early hurt so much. That said, super moved. Janu gets team back, and there goes Slime. So, again, the Shock just are not going to be denied here. Goodbye, Bumper.
Nice.
That's going to be the map. And the San Francisco Shock
got the pick on Zarya. Once they get the pick on Zarya, then it was just the trickle, and they can kill whatever they wanted.
Shock roaring back after a very disappointing Paris, and they will take watch point Gibraltar.
2-2.
Times presents you with the opportunity to play some DPS heroes. I think we're going to still see the standard 3-3.
All right, let's see.
Teams, but it'll be interesting to see what the Titans can do here.
Just run goats.
Skeptical about this pickup. Obviously, the
both teams running the Rhine goats.
On it, even though it's most likely to be
Since both teams running Rhine goats, you're probably not going to see them fight up top. They might take a fight through main, and then so it's either going to be like either like playing main here, or they're going to point and then they're fighting on like the corner here.
They can win the map. They can win the map. We'll see what they can do.
I think their coaches know that.
Oh, they're actually trying to go top.
I would imagine. I don't think
Shocker late top, so it's really easy for Slime on goats if they try and push up here to get a boop. So I don't know. If we didn't get top control first, like Vancouver went and got top control, that's perfect. But since Shocker's so late, I don't think they should even try to contest, as one of them's going to get booped off. Because there's no, it's really easy for Lucio to get boops like this, because they can just wait for bubbles and then get the engage as they're coming through. I think Shock should just like kite back and play under point. But Slime didn't go for the boop, so Shock pushes out. Vancouver drops. Ooh, super gets really low.
Before they start fighting over this thing, King of
so now bubbles are back up again. Loop through Bumper low, forced to use bubble. Next got the kill on the Slime.
Bumper, and that's going to leave their supports exposed.
Bumper just goes to get some charge before he's dead.
Yeah, and they're just going to push them back as well. So very deliberate high ground push there by the San Francisco Shock.
I'm amazed that Vancouver just gave them the high ground for free after they took it. They could have held for so easily, and Slime getting a pick there.
Bumper has been falling low or dying a
What's up,
lot
kitten?
because of how aggressively he he plays. If you can play patiently around him, you can get a lot of advantages. Shock are going to take that advantage right there, because even though he wasn't the first to fall, because he was so low, he had to back out, and that created a play onto Slime.
So they have high ground control. Shock have a good amount of ults here. Vancouver, they probably know that Twilight probably has chance for getting close to it, but Shock are still going to look for a grab play here. While Vancouver just needs to try and build ultimates. They seem trying to take a dry fight. Try and take a slow build ults and then be okay. So Super knows they have an ult advantage. There's the trance. Now Sinatra has a free grab. So there's the grab. They don't have transfer anymore, so they should be able to get value out of it. There's a super shatter.
And that's going to seal the deal.
There you go.
Shock winning that fight. They are already up
How's
to
your day?
50%
They're pretty good.
out of
How
the
about
100
yourself?
they need to take the round.
Just doing a
Sinatra is
lot of review of
probably the best
one of the Watch League matches and then playing some comp afterwards.
in the league. Loves to take those aggressive positions and those angles. And because there was so much damage coming into
So Vancouver coming this next fight, probably gonna beat for bomb, and they have pretty much they know they have a free grab because they don't have chance. Moth probably has to try and say beat for it. That's what they're probably calling. They're probably saying Moth's gonna beat their grab. So we'll probably see Choi throw a bomb on this engagement here.
They can use it as a counter grab tool. We'll see what Choi decides to do.
Either way, they're going to be in like 1 point.
Oh yeah, counter grab, yeah.
If they lose this, to come back and reflip it and win the round. We'll see what happens.
There's the grab. There's Choi's bomb. They're trying to stop the engage on them. There's Johnner got a good bomb there.
All right, the Titans putting themselves in a pretty good spot to flip this. But Sominsu down. Violet with another pick.
I can't see what's going on.
How does he keep finding these? And Janu eats Sinatra's Graviton Surge. That Diva absorbs the Zarya ultimate. That said, the Moth
Super coming back.
Off onto Janu, and Bumper swinging away. He's got the Earth Shatter. He's got the charge onto the Lucio. Easy elim.
Oh, he almost got it. Now Super's trying to get some more charge here. I'm actually able to kill a Zen. It's 1v1.
They flip the point.
Oh, they get the they get the breaking Yolanda's and that feels bad right before. So if you can serve, yeah, Sinatra gets grabbed super fast.
There was no self-destruct coming in to really avoid. The self-destruct came in after the sound barrier had faded away, and that resulted in
so both teams honestly pretty low on ultimates. Choi has his bomb again. So they know they don't have grab or anything. So during mid-fight, we could either see when they drop, Choi goes for a bomb and then Shock speed hard engages, or he might throw a bomb to push him off high ground, or like when Ryan drops throw a bomb because then they have no shield to block. So either one of those could probably work. Yo, Power, thanks for the sub, my dude.
Super walking back in again.
Is the flashing ultimate thing in the top new? I think they did a bunch of changes to the overlay for Overwatch League. And like just so like the spectators can like see everything that's going on.
That if you're a Shock fan.
Indeed.
So they added a bunch of stuff for this season. So there's the bubble on the Bumper. They still have their bubbles, so now they bubble. Super gets more value. Bumper gets low. Now they're forced to use Trance because they bubbled second. Choi doesn't really get much value out of the bomb. Oh, that's a good shatter by Super, but they don't really have much follow up on it. Nice. That's a good fire strike on it.
Are you kidding me? Okay, you'll take it if you're San Francisco,
nice.
And you'll also take Bumper with you. And now the Shock are ready to flip this one back.
Jono has to go for a bomb there just because it's 91. They like I don't think they can contest.
How aggressively do you play right now? Super is there with the Earth Shatter. They're just going to play on the point. Looks like Slime is still
there.
Not gonna
get it. That's it. That's their end of the round. Shock should be able to handle these respawns.
That was a good plays by Super. They're good.
Does give time for Jono to come back in again.
Shatter seeing that they're out of position, and then now he has to be careful for Bumper Shatter.
They lost Twilight.
They're on the opposite side. Bumper got the shatter, but Super got the counter pin, which is huge. So since they're playing on this side, when Bumper gets the shatter, Super knows that his team got shattered because they probably called it. So then he's playing this close because then he knows Bumper's probably going to go for a pin there that he can get the counter pin. So that's why he positions himself in front of here, so then he can stop the pin going on from anybody else. So that's one of the things you can do if you if your team gets shattered and you don't, you can try and, this is how you kind of protect yourself, is you can either hold shield, get in front, and then if Ryan goes for the pin, you want to try and position yourself in front so then he can't get it.
They lost Twilight. I don't know if they can turn this one around, though. It would take a
Swamper's
miracle.
low.
The Titans to win the 5v6.
Now they can just play
With
shield
Solman
and be
down,
free.
That's not going to be enough damage. The Shaka basically guaranteed the round at this point. Janu a little bit low here.
We're going for the pin.
The Titans not
Yeah, he has to try and go for a open, maybe try to get a pick there.
The Shock just eventually cleaning out the respawn. Slime as well. And that'll be it. San Francisco Shock take the round.
That's a good
They're
play,
gonna
dude.
take
Super.
an early lead here on
Super's
Oasis.
kind of
And I guess we gotta say
playing
goodbye
really
to
well
our
and hard
ABC
carrying
audience.
this. It's
So,
pretty much like whatever
yeah,
Ryan
enjoy
gets
your Meat Sports
the most
TV
value
land. We'll see you next time
kind of
on the
like wins and
Overwatch
can
League.
like hard carry and goats, and Super's definitely getting the better of Bumper in this round, and his team's falling pretty decent at like keeping him up and putting resources into him.
Well,
Too much.
hey
Okay,
guys,
thanks.
it's just you and us now. It's just you and us on our
Remember
other
guys, it shows the
broadcast
5
platform.
action. Yeah,
There we go.
they have that, and
Still
they have
on
like when
ESPN.
you're
Still on
icicled, it has like a
And if you're in the arena,
little
you're
like
still with us in
icicles and stuff
person,
like come on
which in
happen
my opinion is the best
from all
place
like the
to watch the
abilities.
Overwatch League.
It is pretty safe.
That's right. Definitely.
Yeah,
So, the
makes it a lot
Shock
easier for the
taking
regular
round
spectators.
one here on Oasis.
So both teams run out with the
Titans
goats.
trying
Shocker.
to tie this series up, but I gotta say,
You
the
can
risk-
run DPS on this comp or on this map, but I think this is before the DPS patch, so we might see it in stage 3 DPS on this map. But for now, like since the DPS isn't in, I think it's just that's why they just run
Steve
goats
plays
because
style
goats are
with
just
the
the
Titans.
best.
works against pretty much everybody, but today
It's like the safest.
It's not working so well against Shock.
So Shock taking the high ground here just so they can get Violet on the high ground. This is actually really interesting.
Put themselves 1 point
This is an
away
interesting. Okay, so this is an interesting spot for them to play, but also kind of risky because Janu or Slime can push up, get a knock on one of these, and then they just like hard push on the person that got dropped because they're gonna have like 2 seconds of airtime before they actually can help the person. So this is this is kind of cool. They're probably gonna look to maybe like go this way and like drop on somebody, but if one of them gets spooked and Vancouver just hard pushes on them, then I think it can turn bad really fast. They're on the last patch? Oh. Then yeah. I'm surprised they didn't run like DPS or something on this.
From taking Oasis, they're going to try and take this high ground with the Reinhardt.
That's really
unusual,
cool.
and they're going to drop down.
Yep.
Cool drop, because now they have point control here. Vancouver, instead of trying to take the fight out their main where they can get stuffed, or this corner, now they're rotating this side, so then since they can try and take point control back from the other side. Because on this corner here, Super has the positional advantage because he can just be playing these corners, walk until a contesting point, and then keeps his shield. If they're fighting on this side, then the both kind of teams are going to be out in the open, so it's like it's more of an even like fight for both sides.
Point is unlocked right now. They're trying to get that first.
So they're pushing on a
Titans are
point,
gonna
so now it's
challenge
kind of
it.
like even a little bit.
See what they can do. Hawks all a little bit
Both
low
teams
here.
now.
Sinatra very low. Has to take cover.
There's the
Yeah,
bubbles.
that is correct. Bumper using the opportunity to
Both
swing
team kind of low.
forward here a little bit.
Once they get resources, now we just want to watch for the bubble
On the point,
usage.
either team
So
wants
Bumper used bubble
to
early. Now they have their
Twilight,
bubble. Oh, it's not
and no
sure.
doubt Violet on the other
Bubbles
side
early
looking
right
for picks on
afterwards.
that
He probably could
same
use
side.
that to get the next
They're
engage.
gonna have to back off behind cover again.
That's right.
Titans though can't take the aggressive angle just yet. Twilight already with the transcendence, but
She was gonna
Violet
watch these
nearly there
bubbles.
as well.
So Soundtrack bubbles, and they just counter bubble
We'll see who pops
for like
those
the
ultimates
swings.
first. It's
Oh,
gonna
but
be
Super
Game of
gets
Super down.
Super gets
the
booped
tank out
in
of the way,
right
and now
afterwards.
Vancouver Titans, they get the
So that was a really good
They're
position by
trying to
Slime
dedicate
to
the
get the
grab
boop
to
on a
this, but
Super win
Bumper
on
there
the
with the shield.
engage after
I don't
bubble
know, man.
expires.
It does force out the transcendence from the Vancouver side at least, but now with Rascal down, the Titans in a magnificent position. They have won the fight, and they did not need to use their Graviton Surge to do it.
Yeah, and that's the big one, Doa.
Would you take a
there
lead
is no
commentator
trance now
position
because
if it was
Violet
offered to
used
you?
it just a split second too late.
I don't think I'm
And
hyped
that
enough
caused Super to
for
fall. They
like
were trying
a
to get the
commentator.
maximum value
I could do
out of
like
that transcendence.
analyst or something, but I
Well,
don't think
the
I'm
other
hyped
side,
enough.
Super with the Graviton Surge, they're gonna have to use
to
the sound barrier
do all,
to
like, the
defend against
commentator stuff.
Somensu's grab now. It's gonna be real tricky here for Shock on the retake. Maybe they can get an epic shatter from Super.
All right, so let's see. Going to the next, this next fight, they probably rally engage with, look for a mid-fight shatter. Same with Vancouver. They know that they forced whatever Violet chance, so they have a free graph. So we'll probably end up seeing Vancouver use their graph here. Probably gauge with Rally to probably match Rally, but they're definitely going to look for a graph here really early, and then they can follow up with a bomb after Mossy's beat and like the graph ends.
Right. Super at half health though. You need to give him a little bit of healing before he
So there's
gets
the grab
aggressive.
early.
You're gonna catch him
They're forced
in
to use
the
speed.
graviton
There's the
surge.
bomb.
Super looking for a chance to
And now there's Jean's bomb
counter
right
Shatter. Not
afterwards,
gonna
like I
find
said
it.
before.
Just had to hold that shield since the self-destruct was coming in as well.
Now they're both teams
Super
still
swing
have
away.
shatter.
He wants to flank. He wants to get that
Super's looking for that
coming
counter
from
shatter.
behind, and he
That's
finds it. There you
that's
go.
a really good counter shatter.
Easy kill
Or
there for
flank shatter, I mean.
Sinatra. Super.
So now he's
Just
trying to
making the
watch
plays
for
now.
Bumper. Bumper
is
gets his
fucked.
shatter,
Will be
but
knocked down with that shatter though. So it will
guess
be
nobody.
Shock flipping this
That was
point.
a really good
Just
play by
great
Super.
heads-up play from Super. That's why he's one of the best.
And I think Bumper didn't even pay attention to where he was. See, like here, if they're gonna push, they all have to push. Like Bumper's not even paying attention where Super is. Like they have to know that Ryan is. They have to like know Ryan's here, and they just have
Super swinging away. Ooh, he wants to flank. He wants to get that earth shatter.
like
Coming from behind,
they
he
are not
finds it.
paying attention to
There
where
you go.
Super is. Like you have to,
Easy kill there
as like a
for
Ryan
Sinatra.
player, like Bumper
Super
has to
just
be paying
making
attention
the
to where
plays
Super is at all
now,
times,
but
and he just
Bumper
kind
is
of seems
fucked.
like he's
Nobody
letting
knocked
Super
down
get
with
away
that
with a bunch of
shatter,
flank
though.
shatters.
So it will be Shock flipping this point. Just a great heads-up play from Super. That's why he's one of the best.
And you can see the mind games there. Super shatters, and because you see Bumper thinking he's going to charge, so
I think sure what happened is would be like, hey, nice, yep.
But he doesn't take the
Is that a
bait.
huge
That's the mind
shatter
game
from?
right
Yeah,
there. He's
exactly.
not
That's a
actually
nice shatter.
charging. The rest of his teammates are coming
Yep,
around
exactly.
the other
That's
side.
exactly
There's
what I
no
did. Yo, Ken, thanks for
barrier.
gifting us
There's
something,
no
Car. Really
barrier
appreciate
there
that.
For the rest of his teammates, it becomes a team fight win for the San Francisco Shock.
All right.
Slime
So
and Twilight
next
have
fight
their
coming up.
support
They have double support ults. Vancouver need it. They're probably gonna play a little bit slow, build grab, and then go for the engage. Shock. Have to try and use. You're gonna have to use a grab here. And Violet's gonna be saving his chance for grab. He should. You'll probably end up seeing him just saving that for the whole time. But Sinatra's definitely gonna look for an early grab here, so they can try and build up some ultimates.
It's not going to take very long for Moth to equalize. So San Francisco in a good position to defend this for a while, as long as they don't lose anybody. Well, Sinatra's got the grab.
Yeah, we're on board with Sinatra right now, waiting for him. Find that
So just take it as much
graviton surge, but
point control as
San
they
Francisco
can.
Shock, they just want to play defensively and milk all
There's the
percent they
engage.
can.
Sinatra's probably gonna look for a grab here
Bubble
soon.
right now.
Maybe.
Back off right now. Bubble for Sinatra only. Has his ally
They
bubble
have to wait for
now.
the matrix to be used. Now they're pushing on the right side. Chance, oh, that's a good shadow from Super. Tries to get the pin behind, but Toxel gets the stun on him, which is huge. There's the grab by Super. They have no trance, but Super's low, so he can't follow up.
So low. He's still alive for the moment, though. John, who's self-destructed. Sinatra, he gets caught.
Oh,
He
Super's-
didn't have the bubble. He didn't have
Oh,
the
Super's
stealth
trying
shield.
to
But
do a
Zarya on
little
the
flank
Titan
pin.
side goes down too.
That was a
Be
great
a
play
little
by
stylish,
Haxel. He
but
zoned him into a corner, knowing he didn't have the bubble
I think
up,
Titans
and
have
that
the
forces the self-destruct
upper hand
till
on
fight
this.
Continues apace.
Since
Bumper
Sinatra's
really
down
has
right
another
now.
shatter here. If he can live long enough to use it. Gets a duck back.
There's a rally by
around the corner.
Haxel.
Shatter time. Oh,
Nice.
that one gets blocked though, and he is down.
Bumper
San
kinda-
Francisco.
Bumper kind of telegraphed this one pretty bad. They know
That's
that
another shatter
Bumper's
here.
coming
If he can
back
live long
through
enough to
here,
use
and they
it.
see him like coming
Gets a
through.
duck back around the
So he
corner.
sees him coming, and he's gonna try and go for it. So this is just an easy block by Super, and those good use.
Oh, that one gets blocked though, and he is down. San Francisco.
Sinatra's here on the Sombra, wants to close this out.
I think
Tries
they
to
will.
get back as fast as he can, and it looks like they're going to.
I think they will. 90%, and the Shock close out this fight. Sinatra gonna get himself about
Sinatra
halfway.
used to play
maybe
DPS.
more.
No, this is Sinatra played DPS. It's just the DPS players are all on Zarya now, because in Goats there's no DPS, so the DPS role gets put on Zarya. That's how it happens. So I'm very super in the morning, but I haven't been able to do morning streams just because we've had scrims and I've had to like warm up and stuff because they've been getting ready for contenders trials. So that's the reason why I haven't been doing morning streams. But eventually we can get back and doing morning streams again. But right now it's like my focus is on doing all the contenders trials stuff.
I love that swap. I love that swap because you can clean this up and get an EMP to make.
Wait, did they just shatter the ball? Yo, Axel, thanks for gifting a sub, dude. I really appreciate that, man. And that sub hype.
Shock close out this fight. Sinatra gonna
So
get
at
himself
90.
about halfway. Maybe
Oh, okay,
more.
so he's just gonna shatter the ball.
I love
Oh, you
that
missed
swap
that.
because you can clean this up
You
and
got
get
the
an
bubble,
EMP to
but-
make sure you close.
Yeah.
You get there faster.
Very good, very solid.
Yeah, Shock just have to kill whatever
And it's
comes to
just
point
clean up.
first.
All the respawns coming
So
in for
nothing
the
really
Titans,
much
and they're
the
not gonna
Titans
be
can
able
do
to turn
here.
This fight around, and that is going to be the second control map this series that the San Francisco Shock
Bumper got
have
super
won
desperate during times in this
2-0.
season. Could have saved ults,
And
yeah.
that's huge,
He,
Doa.
Super went for flank shatters, got
If we
value.
go the
Bumper tried to do the
distance on
same
this
exact
one, it
thing,
will
but
be
telegraphed it
Busan.
too much, and
So
then
that's
got
gonna be very clutch, 'cause
it's
Shock
easy. It's an
are
easy
doing
block
so
once you
well in
telegraph him like
control.
coming through
Now
the
they
sides.
can push it into
So
a game
Super's
7,
just
like,
having a way better
it's
game
gonna
right
be
now.
game 7 if the Titans win.
The Shock put themselves one map away from taking the series. The desk breaks down the recent action when we come back.
I don't care about this recent action. I want the map. There we go.
Finals in a tournament in Korea as Team Runaway. They went to map number 7 in that finals, still clutched it out. Like, this is a team that is like been the
Imagine being a bumper and only
nearly
playing
all of the
aggressive. Bro, that's all he does.
I
All he
think
does
we
is
should
hold
too.
W.
It's like
He
San
doesn't know how to
Francisco,
play
they will
defensive.
select the next map if we go to map 7. And so having that in mind, unless we
All right,
I should
both
say,
teams
but
running the
if
goats
they
again.
Lose, they'll select, and they probably aren't going to pick Rialto
So,
like they did in the last stage final.
On this, whatever, if they don't, you probably just want to go to like the left side. It's like the most safest because then you can get your support playing like the mega, the back mega, and he has free silence on everybody. So I was probably going to see the Shock come up and meet him on left, and then Titans are going to fall back. They're just playing close to try and get like free spam in the beginning, but they'll probably end up dropping because you don't really want to meet him on right side because then you can get sped on to do because the ports have no angles, and left is always the best for the attackers.
Could be a big difference maker for them.
So I'll be surprised
Though that you can draw on for sure.
if they go
Shock
anywhere
now
else but the
going
left
to be
side.
Coming in around the outside, 3
Unless the
threes for
Titans
both
drop.
teams, no surprise.
See how they're just getting into the left side. They're trying to.
The Titans jump down, Bumper first.
Violet tried to go to the Mega. Super got a good pin. I actually got the Mega too, so that's huge. Now he's just holding shield to try and stabilize.
See if they can fight their way through this one.
But
Su taking a lot of damage, but they do get Super. So I don't know.
So that's a good
Toyo
position
Bin
by the
looks like he might
Titans,
get the
knowing
effect
that they're
here.
going to try and
Rascal
push
trying
left,
to
and then you
flee
just
as
get
well.
the
And so the Shock
waterfall
will
onto them.
reset.
And they're always going to be looking to get that
Rascal's
Zen in
gonna
the
fall. Yes, he
drops.
will.
Oh, that's big.
That's going to be a stagger, and that will give Bumper enough time. He's already.
You always
back
want to
on
look
the
for
point
one of the
rest his
squishy
team.
targets
Shock
when you're
looked
dropping
kind
on
of
somebody because you know you're not going to be able to kill
unprepared
the
follow up
Ryan.
on Super's charge.
Yeah.
They were split up early, and Violet goes down. It looked like half the team thought they should be heading out. Had they stayed together, I think they may have been able to capitalize on that fight. Considering it was a
Stay
5
together,
versus
they
5
can't.
nearly immediately, and Shock
Sun's
did
trying
have
to push
that
through.
respawn
Time's probably going to do the
advantage
same exact thing.
closer
They're probably
to their own
watching for
spot.
Zen.
However, Titans are
Now
gonna
Zen
do
looks to
it
get the
again.
drop.
And they managed to separate Rascal, and he's
Yep.
down. Selman Su getting the pick. And I mean, I love the Titans because most of their strategy
This
just
is-
is like, let's just jump on them.
Yeah.
And it works.
And the thing is that the
Yeah.
way that the NYXL on their attack used the
Shockers are just trying to act how they're trying to build the mist to be able to get a counter ultimate off.
Right now, it was by knocking them off the high ground first and then rotating all the way around the back to the choke point that the payload goes through. So they were trying to avoid a lot of the high ground.
Oh yeah,
advantage
dude,
that
the
Titans would have.
tweets are all
Shock not
freaking
doing
paid
that.
tweets,
They're
dude.
not repeating
All right, so let's see. Get
the
this on my
path.
screen. Okay. All right, so Shock almost have almost 6 ultimates coming up. Titans, they use their rally on the last engage. They're probably gonna look to. They're probably gonna look to do a grab engage here. Bumper probably is gonna look for a shatter mid fight. I don't really like trying to start off the game like engage with the shatters because it's really easy. Like all the bubbles and stuff are used, so they're probably gonna look for a grab. All the bubbles are gonna be used, and then Bumper's gonna look for a mid fight shatter here to get value, and then Sinatra has to. They're probably gonna look for rally and grab, and then Violet's gonna have to shrink there. So is grab on the
of
drop.
the NYXL that led to a successful point A attack yesterday.
They're repeating the pathing they've been doing the entire time here. Now the Graviton Surge comes in.
Oh, that's a big.
That's
a big shatter.
Whoa.
So the reason why Vancouver doesn't. So the first 2 fights, when Shock go this way and they try and drop, they know they have an ult advantage. So then they can get those picks onto, you know, Rascal, Violet, and stuff like that, right? And then on this third fight, they know that Violet probably has chance for calling, like, their whatever they know from all tracking Violet's chance. So if they try and drop onto Violet, then they're going to get is going to chance it anyways, and then they can follow up. So the reason why they kite back to this corner is so that it's going to be an even, like, whatever matching field, and then it's just whoever gets better value of their ultimates. Because if they try and drop, then it's kind of like, I don't know, a hectic fight when they can just make it based off of whoever gets outplayed more. So that's the reason why they don't drop this time instead of cutting backwards.
They're repeating the pathing they've been doing the
But
entire time here. Now the graviton surge
Super gets a really big shatter here.
That's a big whoa. All right.
And I just kind of just hard carry the team there.
Once again bails his team out, and that is gonna be a point A take.
Hey, wow. you know he stopped moving because he's like, fuck yeah. You know he's hyped to that. He's not even moving his freaking mouse or anything, dude.
But let's take a look at this one again.
But that was big.
Watch the graviton from Sinatra as well.
So now going to the next fight, Bumper has his shatter. They're gonna have to try and make a play with this because they use all their ultimates. Can I get to like a not fuzzy freaking? What the fuck is this? All right, well, Shock have no pretty much ultimates. Choi has his ultimate coming up there. Moth's gonna have to beat the shatter, but Titan's gonna look for a hard engage with shatter since they know Super just use his, that they don't have to worry about getting counter shatter or anything like that.
The moment on the it's just lucky.
I mean, you know that Reinhardt is going to
Super
be
is
walking
an
in
A jump for main tank, yeah.
Super just not wasting any time, taking advantage of the aggression of Bumper.
Oh.
And look at this now. It's
too many things from NA Super movement OWL, and the skill backup is so big. Yeah, it actually is insane. Hey, but guess what? We do get against Super. No.
Still a Titans advantage.
In comp.
They held on to a lot of their ultimates because they died so quickly.
Yep.
Now they're going to back
Sinatra.
off. Ooh.
Moth did not want to have to use his.
Wait, why did Moth have to use beat here? Oh, did Sinatra get low?
It's still a Titans advantage, though. They held on to a lot of their
So they try and get the engage.
So quickly.
Okay, so Sinatra is off on this left side. It gets poked low. So Moth is forced to use his beat here to keep trying to keep Sinatra alive. So that's not good because now Bumper gets the shatter while Super's trying to push across. Did he get stunned? Okay, I think he was. Yeah, he just got Super just got caught there, trying to get value out of the beat. So that was perfect for Vancouver there. Shock. Because they had to use beat to save, so they try to get value out of it, then they get getting caught because they try to do too hard of an engage.
The team was not expecting it. The Shock.
Yo, Pacific, thank you so much for the 2 months up, dude. Appreciate it, man.
Not expect the sound barrier to come through. So
okay.
Okay. Will reap massive benefits out of that. It's just like a
4.3k minimum to be in tomorrow's scrim. Alright, easy. After we finish this, we're getting 4.3k. Yesterday was just a trash comp day. I was unlucky with DCs. Alright, so going in this fight, Vancouver, they have Grav, both supports. Shock have Bomb, Trance, Grav, and Rally closing. Vancouver's probably gonna do has to do a hard engage with their Grav here, knowing that they have a ult advantage with the double support ults, and then Choi's gonna have to use his bomb just to counter Grav. So as we'll probably see, I don't see Choi lobbing it over. He's just gonna use it to counter the Grav here. So there's the Grav. Oh, he hasn't used bomb yet. Maybe he didn't think he needed it. Okay, well, there's a chance now Choi will probably end up throwing bomb over the top.
Bumper low, Bumper very low.
Ooh, they have to get the Transcendence on the Vancouver side as well.
There's the bomb. Oh, so just using Grab bomb combo.
Goodbye, Slime. Moth in trouble.
Because that's the way they push it out. I think they could have not have used all those and been fine, but they got the cart moving. They probably just wanted to stop the crutch and then get the payload moving. Because it's a lot harder to get through these choke points in the back, and once you get through the choke point, then it kind of makes it a lot easier on the attackers. So maybe that's probably why they use double the offensives there.
The reaction from the other team that has catalyzed victories in these team fights.
It's actually win fast because I'm trying to get in and out before they close. Yeah, dude. Why is it taking them so long? What the fuck?
And as far as ultimates go, it's going to be the Titans with a little bit of an edge, but I only say a little bit because the Shock are about
So
to
Titans are playing this high ground here, which is a good spot because they can try and watch and look for one of the supports to be out of position because the Shock are gonna have to play under, or they have this one person's gonna be on cart. So the Vancouver can like look, find somebody, and then if they see a Brig, they see Zen, they see Lucio or something like that out of position, they can all just drop on them together and kill them. So that's the reason why they're up top and not just meeting them on low ground, because they want to try and put the advantage like on whatever their side. So Vancouver gonna rally first on the engage, probably look for either bomb or shatter, one of the two. They're not gonna use them at the same time, so it's either Johnny might throw like a bomb depending on where they are, or Bumper's just gonna look for a shatter. And then San Francisco Shock, they're gonna rally either meet or rally engage, and then look for the shatter as well. So it's gonna be pay attention to see like the bubble usage. Okay, Booper goes from high ground.
Let's go. It's gonna be the Titans with a
and then just goes for a shatter, I guess.
say a little bit because the Shock are about to have both
He just jumps from the high ground.
Swing it into their favor in a hurry. Bumper goes for
It's a flashy play. I don't think that with everybody being so close and bubbles not being used because they didn't force anything, I think that's like an aggressive play that is not going to work very well. But if it works, then it like looks cool. I think Bumper goes for a lot of flashy shatter plays, but when he could just be using it on a more like a high success, he goes for like flashy with like low success, so then it makes him look like a god. And then Super goes for like good shatters where it's like, okay, I know the Ryan's not here, so I can shatter this. Okay, I can go around this corner, shatter. Oh, I'm gonna wait for resources used or someone to be out of position and go for shatter. So I think Super just played this. He's played this whole series like really well on like his shatter usage. So a good block. So he sees that Bumper kited back. So these two are out of position. So he gets the free shatter on them. So he goes for, he saw that Bumper charged in. So then he went for the counter charge. That's why he ended up here. He just ended up getting booped. So that's why he ended up, instead of being right here, he ended up being like all the way back there. So it's just like unfortunate that shit happens all the time from all the displacements on Orion, but that's what he was trying to go for there.
I believe he knocked down someone else as well. Super down, though. Hawksile takes him.
So there's the double supports by the Shock. So now the Vancouver have an advantage here. So now with Orion being up, they're probably end up winning this fight for sure.
They do get Choyo bin, so it's going to be a good fight. Titans will be happy with that one.
Shock again. They're sort of falling apart when it comes to their support.
Your own position can also connect card. Yeah, I can.
Both just stacking support ults right there on a fight that was already lost. Sound barrier in late, so they lose the fight and use both support ultimates. That's so damaging.
So now both teams, they want to try and take the high ground from them. There's also the cards pushed far enough, so that's why they're both going top, because then it's even on both sides. Because now, this is actually worse for Super. Because if you look at this, he's pushing onto the fight with only 1k shield, and there's no place to end, right? Bumper legit was just hiding the whole time, so now he's coming up with probably honestly close to 2k. So the Shock have to look for a fast engage here. So Soy's probably going to look for the grav. Sinatra's going to look for the grav. It's whoever's going to get theirs first. Like if they can break Super's shield and get the grav, then they're going to lose. Or if Sinatra can get a good grav and Super can actually get in within swinging range first, then they're going to get the win. So it's kind of like whoever gets the faster engage on this. But Vancouver will win the slower fight because of Super shield health right here. He's already pushed up low. They get the grav. He has no shield to really block, and that's just they couldn't do much there. That's kind of where easy loss.
Yeah, they're not going to be worried at all. So you can see them backing off very quickly. Trance is still available, like you say. So this is going to be really problematic, I think, for the Shock. Can Violet charge up a Trance fast enough is probably going to be the major question, because ideally for the Shock, you pull out the Trance with the Graviton.
Whenever I do like a
afterwards with your own
morning stream, so
there's a very tight window here for the Shock to take this point.
All right, Shock need to get something done. They need to get it done now.
All right, so let's see. Sandra still has his grav. Vancouver coming up with I don't know, probably say even Johnny was probably even getting close there, but they're definitely going to look for a rally, engage with Bumper Shatter, and then Sinatra has to look for a grab. They know Twilight has his chance, but they need to try and get that out, and then they can just bomb afterwards.
Can't get picked off at all.
But Vancouver's definitely going to look for a
Violet,
probably a Shatter and rally play here when they get it.
Bumper has a Shatter right now. He's going to be looking for that opportunity.
Sinatra's looking for that grab.
Shatter plays today already.
Yeah, a big Shatter would pretty much end the round. We'll see if the Titans can do it.
Wow, aggressive charge there coming in from Super. Sinatra.
Oh, Sinatra picks Hawksaw. That's huge. So Super's just looking to. Super's just keeping Bumper in his sights the whole time because he needs to be able to block that Shatter. So that's why you can see when, if you watch, I just want you to watch like Super's like curse the whole time. Like even like on his swings, usually like you're swinging like towards somebody, but he's always keeping Bumper in his sights. So then he's like trying to like bait the Shatter from him, thinking like he's not actually looking at him the whole time. So it's actually really good by Super. So like after this, like you can see that he's like looking at him the whole time. So he's like, okay, I can still swing on Diva, but he's still keeping like Bumper's whatever cursor like in his side. So he's just being ready to block that Shadow the whole time. So there's the grab. So now he's just holding shield now. Bumper's low, so he can't really engage on that grab. Bumper's going for a pin. Probably gonna get picked out now.
And the Titans are still gonna
There's the
fight
Shatter,
this.
gets
All
blocked.
They need to do is win a fight, and they will win the round. We're into overtime for the Shock right
So
now.
Bumper gets saw Bumper get caught out low. Bumper kind of went in an unfavorable position. If he was, it was better for him just to cut out to that spot, regroup, and then push in. But he kind of went to the corner, and then they kind of just like surrounded him. So I think Bumper shouldn't have went to that corner there. They put him at like in an unfavorable spot, and he got punished for it.
Super plays a more passive style where he will start retreating when he gets low, and they save their cooldowns a lot of the time to save Super. Happens again there. Sinatra, he's trying to build up to that grab. Soensu very far away from a graviton of his own right now.
Yeah, Vancouver only has bomb closing in a trance. Sinatra has grab. They're probably San Francisco Shock, probably going to use a rally engage. There's the rally. Sinatra's going to look for that grab right after once he gets it. There's the trance. Now Sinatra's going to wait for the chance to be out, then look for grab. Oh, he missed grab.
No, the card is not on the enemy team.
That was an unfortunate grab by Sinatra there, but Troy gets a huge eat on Soy's grab. That's back to even. Super has Shatter. Good Shatter on the Brig and Zen.
They do.
Yeah, that was a big play.
And they're going to keep this payload moving. That is 2 clutch fights in a row for the Shock now.
I mean, Super Shatter turned that around 100% for the team.
That was
Also,
big.
the fact that the grab got eaten on the side of the Titans. Big plays from
So
the
Shocker trying to push up the hold space. Bumper has to look for a Shatter play with they know Sinatra doesn't have bombs, so they're probably going to look for their bomb of their own. After there's the bomb. Bumper gets the Shatter while Super's trying to fire strike.
Gets another one, and at the last moment, the Titans comes in.
I don't think Bumper wasn't. He was low at. Bumper was getting kind of low, so I can see that's why Super went for the fire strike. But you know his Bumper has Shatter, and that's their like his win con. He can just be ready to block Shatter there, but he was going for the kill on him. And he just got cut out being like a little too greedy. Because he has full shooting and used it once. He was trying to get the pick before he used Shatter there.
They will. So despite the heroics, the Titans still do stop
them
them
it's
short
still too loud. I can do that.
completing the attack round.
Yep, and that means it doesn't have to get quite to the end for the Titans to take the win here on Blizzard World.
I have like all the way down on the freaking bottom too.
Push, nothing extraordinary. Well, yes, right. Okay, you probably, but even if you lose, at least at the very start.
Super doing his warm punch. Island and Zenyatta orb. Roller coaster.
Go Shock usually like to play low ground defenses here on Blizzard World.
All right. Let's see it. Let's see if there's. Oh, they're not even playing the high ground. They're just playing low ground the whole time.
Then lost them Blizzard World when they played yesterday against the Excelsior.
No Bumper Hanzo this time. Much to the sadness of the fans, but if you're real,
so it's still. This is not as good of a spot as how the Vancouver playing. Vancouver are playing to whoever get fast engages and play like super aggressive, which is like, you know, their Bumper's hard play style. And then Shock right here are kind of playing for misuse of cooldowns and then look for engage. So Sancho probably doing early bubble, get charged. They're gonna back out to this corner, and then it's both Rhines just playing like, you know, back and forth with bubble usage, and then if one team misuses bubble or a break pushes too far, then they're gonna get like a hard engage.
Titans fan, you're probably okay with that.
I think you're probably
Because Titans are definitely gonna try and go to that right side.
interesting. All right, a little bit of flanking here from the. It's a low energy Zarya, so it's going to be a little tickle right now.
Some both Rhines will be on right side. So now we said that. Oh, they're trying to go left. Ooh, that's actually a really good rotate. They didn't even call that. Now they take point control from that. So that was a good rotate by the Titans there. Both Rhines are super low. Bumper is extremely low. They have to cut out to the corner. Ryan super shield getting low. Oh, so it gets piked out there. That's a huge pick on the Zarya. Now they can just kind of push up for free. There's no way they lose this.
Is safe from Violet. He's got his Transcendence now too. He's in great shape.
Violet's having an outstanding day so far.
Yeah, Shock have a good amount of ults now coming up. They have whatever Rally, Grav, and their Trance. We're actually both support ults. Vancouver. Before the fight starts, they're probably going to get all these ultimates before they do like a hard engage, but Super has to, or Sinatra is probably going to look for an early shatter with Rally engage here.
Shock has a big ult advantage right now. You can't just rush into this if you're the Titans.
Playing the corners, looks like they're going to try and take this high ground. They know Sinatra has the grab.
So Zuber's playing right below, so he doesn't take shield damage. He can just probably hard play that corner there. He's checking to see if anybody's up top. So both teams have shatter. Super's playing on the opposite side. Nice, there's Super from grab from Sinatra. Oh, that was a good stun on shatter by Hacksaw. Both shatters don't really get much value there. Here's the beat by Moth. Now that you're hard engaged, there's the counter beat. They still just hard engage on their Rhines. Since Bumper got taken down way lower, he was forced to hold shield the whole time, which allowed Super to get the hard engage with swings, but wait, did the Shock end up winning this fight? Oh shit. Wait, they actually end up winning this? Okay, so they're just beating everything. They got the pick on a Bumper. Soy gets 2. Oh, okay. Oh, Sancho's build up a grab and they have no Bumper, yeah. And they can just, wow, that's actually, that grab is clutch.
Charges another grab in the fight, and they come back, and that's it for Twilight. The Titans are wiped.
You look at the Overwatch League, you do not see many players better than Sinatra. I don't think you see any players better than Sinatra right now.
Not on Zarya, you have to say.
He is saving them right now. Well, and keep in mind, there's 1 minute.
All right, well, let's see what Shock have. Shock have Rally Shatter. Going up next fight. Train closing. So it has to look for an early grab here before Violet gets Trank. They have to look for a hard engage. That's what they're going to do. Take a fast fight. They're going to look for grab. Oh, Bumper gets a big shadow while Super was away. He's looking to get the counter pin. That's everything he can do. There's the grab. Okay, and they can just hard push because they got Violet, so they have no chance for grab. So that was a really good engagement by the Titans there, knowing that they had the advantage and they needed to push it before the enemy team got ults. So whenever you know you have like an ult advantage and depending on like what your counterpart is, then it goes for like any. It's not even only for like main tanks, right? So let's just say you're the Zarya player, like how Soy was. He's probably saying, hey, we have grab, they don't have trance. Like we need to do a hard engage. So that's why they all push to get pushed in and get it. If you're Ryan and you have shatter really early, you know their Ryan doesn't. Then you're like, okay, hey, let's take it a fast engage so I can get the shatter since I don't have to worry about blocking his, you know. So no matter what role you play, you should always be looking for like advantage and stuff like that. And that's a good shatter by Super jumping from the top high ground.
And so the Shock get their defense going off to a great start here on point B. 2:20 on the clock for the Titans.
Did expend the Transcendence, but they
why
hold the Graviton.
Is this not? Why does this keep going to like 420 and not like 720 for the freaking quality all the time?
Sinatra doing a ton of damage from this high ground as well. Just roasting the Titans as they try to
There you go, Titans back out. This is actually a good spot for the Shock since they can hold them in cart with no cart push. Bumper's going for the pin. He got beated, so he might be able to survive. Rascal rallies in the back there to 1v1 the Rhine. Oh, that's... Oh no, that's two whiffed. That's two grabs this fight that Sancho's missed.
That is tragic for the Shock.
Sinatra thought they were pursuing, and that he was going to catch him on the...
Yeah, dude.
They're gonna try to back away, and yeah.
Okay, so yeah, he grabs, but they weren't even close to pushing up.
That grab hit nothing. The Titans winning the fight, and now they've got 5 ultimates to keep pushing. That is tragic for the Shock.
Sinatra thought they were pursuing, and that he was going to catch him on the corner, but the Titans, I mean, it was just a split there on the Shock side. Rascal was still in the back line, and they were spending the attention on him instead. And
so let's see, going to this next fight, Shock wasted or used a lot of loss. I wouldn't say waste because they ended up penalty out there, but so they only have their Shatter Collision right now. Vancouver they have a huge ult bank here, but they don't want to use them all at once. So we'll probably see the Hacksaw rally engage with like a bumper shatter. Usually you always want to kind of like pair those two since you want to try and hard push in with rally, and then your Brig's kind of like free to get shatters and stuff. so there's the rally engage. Bumper's pushing up. They're trying to look for the shatter. They're all just kiting back right now, so there's not getting much value. Now we might see the Johnny Bomb come out. There's the bumper shatter. Miss, so then they followed up with the bomb to try and get value. Now Super has his shatter. He's looking for it. Gets one on the ground, but had to hold shield since they were in grav. Yeah, and then trying to get the pin backward. Oh, the 1v1. But Bumper had enough HP, so he couldn't end up winning it. But since Bumper was away from his team and couldn't shield or anything, the Shock ended up, being able to capitalize on that. So that was a really good pin.
And stopping the charge was so massive. And now Bumper has to switch to the wrecking ball. This is the Titans.
So that was really big, taking the run out of the fight.
Mode for the Vancouver Titans as they walk back in. We're in overtime. Slime is down. Shock. They are moments away. They've got a fight advantage to send themselves.
So now they have no main tank. Super can just push up for free. Kill whatever's on point first. Once he gets shattered, he's gonna play that front side. Look for the shatter. Did a little too early before anybody showed up, but he just thought they were gonna have to touch cart. So it's just you just do that sometimes. Now he's just trying to kill whoever comes to point first. And there you go. The Shock win. Super. Absolute Chad. Freaking a hard carrying right there, dude. I just yeah, Super played really well. He was outplaying Bumper by a lot.
And it had to happen sometime. The Vancouver Titans handed their first loss, but the Shock getting the win that was denied them in stage number 1. And doing it in dominant fashion.
Shock just played really well together. Titans were still playing well, but Shock just ended up playing a little bit better.
Losing a grand total of 3 maps along the way. 2 of those.
Super kind or Bumper crying as he was playing the game plays. What a mute. Yeah, it was honestly a super good match.
Right now, he's done an excellent job with this roster.
That was crazy. Good match all around though.
Players, and he has turned them into stage champions. And the Titans.
But yeah, hope that was I don't know, insightful for you guys. If it was good, do you guys want me to do more of like main tank POVs for like other like big matches, or just do like the overheads? Do you guys like the overheads more, or like the POV of like a main tank or something, and then it's like explaining like his thought process of stuff?